Hey, what's going on? It's a redo of what I did last night. I've been hit with a strike. Um, yeah, I'm gonna make this one quick and ain't gonna be a long one. Just please, I'll say please be careful sending me big YouTubers or company tubers live streams from now on. Put the videos in the back chat or something. Not in the back chat, but please be careful. Please put it in the live chat because god damn it. Ugh, it's not my fucking morning. I'm mad because I lost a live stream. Okay, the reason I'm doing this, I'm losing it, is it's bullshit right here. But anyways, let's go on. Please be careful using anybody's company's live streams because anytime I get hit with that, but I know I'm not monetized, but it's a fair warning. But put them in the live chat from now on because anytime I have problems like that, it always comes back on me. So you know how it is. But I just don't want to deal with that this morning because yeah, lost a fucking stream over that shit. Not putting on entertainment. Fuck all that. I'm sick of this shit. You know, the last time I ain't had a copyright strike in decades, almost damn near decades, man. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, put it in the Madness series, yeah. Cause I wanna get this out the way. Let's go on third. But yeah, that's what happened to it. If in case y'all wondering, I got hit hard. Just be careful next time because a lot of times, you know, those companies, they'll strike your shit. But see, at first I didn't think they was gonna strike it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think they was gonna strike it. Hold on, let me turn down the game. Yeah, because I didn't think they was gonna strike it like that. On accident, they did. Let me see. I got hit with a bullshit copyright strike. I deleted it, so I ain't gonna argue with them. Yeah, it was a live stream on Sunday Madness. It was a new series I started, and someone showed you about the moonshine shit. Um, I have to be careful with old videos like that because you can get strike like that. Yeah, just be careful. Anytime if anybody looking at this stream right now, please beware. Anytime you want to share something, put it in the live chat because I can't show it on nothing on the back chat because unless if you want to show something from your content, I can do that. I won't get hit. It's just be careful. Even if it's mine or yours, you know, I don't have to say fair use, but if it's fair use, I have to do that. So yeah, you got to be careful because when you have companies like Vice and them, be careful. Don't use their shit. Don't use their shit. Don't use their shit because what's going to happen is they're going to keep striking. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already in the algorithm. You know how sensitive that bot is. Yeah, just stay away from. Just put it in the chat. If you want to explain something, just put it in the chat. If you're a mod, whatever, just put that in the chat because that way I can look at it later or whatever, and I'm not gonna pull it up because I ain't trying to get strike. Because it's my first time got strike afterwards when I was done with the stream. See, if you're monetized, they strike you midstream. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get you. That's how they get you. But see, I'm not monetized like that because I ain't in it for the money like that. That's what's wrong with people. Like, yeah, these bullshit rules from Google through YouTube is hurting the platform. You know, I don't fuck with it like that. So I gotta be careful. You know, it was a lot of great information. I got the recording over at StreamYards. I don't know how to move it to my computer. I'm just gonna keep it for a while. Probably keep the audio recording. That's it. I don't know what to do at this point, but eventually it's there. I had like 400 something views. I was like, God damn. I tell you how much views I had. I had like 400, but I got hit with a claim. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to argue with people on YouTube like that. I will not do that. And that's one of the things I'm going to say. Yeah, we talked about yesterday. We talked about they Jay Sean destroyed them boys over at Teapots, and I think he did a very great job. Yeah, he had some great points, but that was a good stream. But it had to be deleted because someone hit me with a claim. And the reason I'm doing this stream is because to let y'all know, just be careful, man, what you bring and things like that. And then that's, I'm not fucking with Patreon. I don't like Patreon. I disabled that last year. I don't fuck with Patreon. I'm not a Patreon type guy. I don't like Patreon. I might have to do it on Rumble or something like that. But it's a good stream, but just be careful what y'all put out there, because I ain't in the situation of creating no accounts like that. I don't like Patreon. That's the last thing I would upload it, because they can strike your shit over there too. I don't like Patreon. I tried that shit. I don't like Patreon. I don't like their little things like that. I ain't trying to do that for money. Anything. I'm trying to get away from that. It's bad enough. I was thinking about it. I said, nah, I have to see first. That's just one of those strings I'm going to have to keep to myself. That one I'm going to have to keep. And it's like a redo like that. But just be careful. But the next one this Sunday will go as hand. Just be careful with the videos, man. I can look at it later. I mean, you can send me links and everything and things like that. We good on that. It's just they sensitive, like those people like that. Yeah. But just be careful, But I'm just saying, but most people gotta understand that that's just part of it. You take that risk. But I'm not taking no risk being monetized and getting flagged all day. I ain't got time for that. I already know what monetization looks like for other people's end. And yeah. Try me give me the last. I think the last time I got one, I think it was a Hebrew Israelite video, and I think someone matched my was going on DeAndre was the Tahar shit. It was on, I think I got it from that video, but the problem with that one was they knocked me out of bounds on that one. I kept fighting it and I kept fighting it. I think that same year when I created this channel, and then I cut that shit off and I deleted it and had to do something else. I was trying to do that and I said, damn. And they did me back then. So it's been a while. It's been like almost like 9 years? Yeah, about 9 years. Yeah, see, that's what happens when you're in the algorithm too much. They had this thing, He said, what about Kuda's blastering get flagged? Yeah, it's by another YouTuber. He got flagged by another YouTuber. I don't know what for. And you got to look at the copyright owner. See, I had a copyright claim. They ain't playing with that, so I ain't trying to fight it. I've beaten those. But he got flagged by another YouTuber. And he's on the other channel, so they kind of like suspend him. See, he's monetized. There's a difference. I can get rid of my shit. No problem. With him yesterday, he's gonna start using that channel to get 500 subs and then start sharing. But his main so-called main channel is really his second channel. It's usually the radio. He's gonna be back on air. I don't know when, probably 2 weeks or whatever. So they sat him down a little bit. But that other channel he got, that's good. I was thinking about creating another channel, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I ain't in the position of doing that. I ain't got another computer to do that. That'd be wasting my time. I gotta stick with this being the channel. There it is. Yeah, we can do information and things like that. But if you want to send a videos, put it in the live stream chat. That way I can look at it later and some shit like that. And then I can review it. You know what I'm saying? And because they're very sensitive on this shit. Because I think I read their little bullshit policies. And what's hurting them is like, you got to be careful with it now, because they're trying to do something, but the reaction community pisses me off versus than anybody. That's one thing I hate about Google and YouTube. They do this shit and they pick and choose who they want. That's the problem. That's the fucking problem. And I have an issue with that, you know. But I had like, how many people I had? I had like 25 people in the box, the one I just deleted in the beginning and midstream. And then I had up to 9 to 10, 11 people. They're good. Just that one fucking video got me that copyright claim. That was by Vice. I think Vice sent that claim. And I think the algorithm bot gave it to Vice. You know, usually if someone copyrights your claim, and here's another thing. And if you get notified if someone claimed your video, see the bot, what the bot does, I've had a copyright claim. I'll tell you how it works. On both sides, we get the claim, right? A lot of people said they do it. No, it's usually you. If you in YouTube, or I think Google, I'll say Google and the Gmail will send you an email. Someone's claiming your video. You know, like warning, like security. That's what they get. And then they must have hit something, said but they never looked at my stream. So I had to delete that shit because I'm not gonna argue with that person, you know, because a lot of people try to say it's the bot. It's the bot, and it's sometimes the person because they get an email message. I don't get one. See, I'm on the opposite end of it. You know what I'm saying? It was a claim, you know. That's why I don't trust that algorithm bot. So what I'm doing is to stay away from that. You know, you can send me videos of y'all's content and it's decent. I can review it. Ain't gonna get striped. You know why? And I'm not gonna say, you know, but be careful with everybody else's like that. Just put it in the chat. You know, but that's the thing. But you know, yeah, this is Monday Fever. This is like a redo from my last stream. But yeah, Kuda, he does a lot of music that's copyrighted based and he gets away with it. I'm not trying to fight the system. I'm not trying to do that. That's not what I'm here for. Fuck them. They shit's gonna collapse. I'm trying to collapse it and change shit. I mean, Patreon's not the answer. I mean, come on, bro. Ain't nobody watching that shit. I don't like nothing on Patreon. There's other sites better than Patreon. Trust me. There's a lot of options. If you want to do controversial content, I mean, there's Rumble, there's other places. You know, I've yet to see one. YouTube is not a viable option. This is basically my own content. You know, I talk about a lot of things. I don't have to talk about that and explain. That was just a person from Canada. My boy Cage kind of fucked that up. You know what I mean? It's no need. It went off the rails anyway. I mean, it was a good stream. It was fun, but it went off the rails. I mean, I didn't need that. This one will replace it. And the next one won't be like that. We're going to be talking about something structured again and roast a few niggas or there and there. But that Teapot stream, man, shout out to him. That was good with him and Jay Sean. I enjoyed it. It built a lot of confidence. And I feel like he did his just due. He was out there. And man, it was good. But, you know, but what happens with old boy, the Canadian boy, he kind of messed up the conversation because we was talking about something else. We was talking about what DeAndre said about that English guy that had those baby teeth and he was trash. He said, it's big man things. Big man things. You know what I'm saying? But he was on that type of time. So, yeah. And that's just the truth. He's all hail to the gray skull. But you know how it is. But that's just what we got to deal with. And part of the reason what we're dealing with is you got to get used to it. And part of it, you just got to deal with what happens and whatever. So I'm not really surprised what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping or anything. And I'm just keeping 1,000 with you. So, yeah. And that's just how it's going to be. And, you know, we just going down. What's going on? Good morning, Supreme Elder, aka Mr. DJ Music. Salute to you. But yeah, Brother X came through on my live stream. I had to take down because of a claim by Vice. So be careful with Vice and other YouTubes that have like these groups that try to claim your shit. So I have to be careful now. Because, you know, you're in the algorithm game now. Because, you know, pre-records, they can get you on the pre-records. I think they still flag you for reaction for pre-records. But sometimes you got to be careful with those too, because a lot of people don't make a lot of money on pre-records. A lot of people say they do, but sometimes they don't. You know, you gotta be careful with pre-records. You got to be very crafty, and the site is not going anywhere. You know, the only way it's going to compete, you don't have rules like that. You know, copyright strike rules, people abuse them all the time. I've beaten so many on my old channel, this channel, multiple times, and still kept videos up. And then the one I had problems with, and it was a repeat. It was like the same match in video. They had one like that, and they changed the rules now. I don't know what they're gonna change this year, but coming up next year, I'm not worried because I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just gonna provide links about liberalism and things like that. Just don't show the videos that have other YouTubers like Vice in them. Just it's just a fair warning to y'all. Just put that in the chat or something like that in the live chat. Let the viewers in the chat view it and see the evidence, and then we just move on. That's what we're gonna do. Because oh boy from Canada kind of messed it up. I kind of blame him for that. That conversation went up, and that's when it went off the rails. So it ain't nothing what y'all did. Y'all did a good thing. It's just that stream, it was good, but I was experimenting, you know. But I'm gonna keep this one up. The other one, I just like, you know, fuck it. It was good, but I kept it on the StreamYard recording. I might have to cut the audio or something like that. I'll do something with that later. What's going on, Nadia? Salute. But the good thing about it is that's just okay. Cool. I think one of the things I've learned from that stream last night, I mean, yeah, Benny was a wildfire on that one. He was passionate about the business and things like that. I could have edited out the stream too. I thought about it, and I said to myself, I said, nah, I didn't think it was going to hit me like that. I was experimenting, but I'm learning the lesson because I'm glad it happened. And now I get to do what I want now. Because see, if you're monetized, you got to deal with that all day. I know how people that's monetized, they say you can't get monetized with that. No, if you're monetized, they still hit you. They have these little games like that. That's why people don't support that shit. That's why people are not monetized. There's plenty of ways not to get monetized off this shit. It's not even worth it. Because they rip you off at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you have your own business on the side, which I ain't trying to say I do, but, you know, I do things off this shit anyway. I ain't investing like that. This is not a site that will enhance people. You know what I mean? Because I learned this years ago. I studied these type of sites. These sites are just like, you can have a speaking platform. Just be careful with certain things. And people are biased as hell, you know. But you can't blame YouTube. They say, oh, it's YouTube, it's YouTube, it's YouTube. No, it's Google. They control what YouTube says and the guidelines. It's their guidelines. I studied this shit since 08. They ain't playing with you. And that's what hurts. And that's what hurts. That's what hurts our channel like that. Yeah, that's usually the way it is. It's selective. It's the owners. It's the owners. A lot of times it can be like Vice or TMZ. You gotta be careful because they ain't playing. You know, that's why I try to avoid that shit. And they do it on purpose because the media won't last that long. That's why it turns people off YouTube, and that's gonna hurt their brand. They're gonna make some changes too. So they gotta be fair and balanced on this one. Because what's gonna hurt Google and YouTube, the main criticism is that they should get rid of the flag button because people abuse it. And they do flag their shits too. They did that with RT. They do that to anybody. They don't care at this point. I don't see what Mike's coming. I couldn't really rock with old buddy. Lack of etiquette made me step off. Yeah. He kind of derailed it. That's what happened. And DeAndre shouldn't have showed me that. So, you know, I could have watched it on my own time. But that was my fault. I won't be the leader of this sphere. It's my fault. I'm responsible. I'm going to learn my lesson. I should have told that person, put it in the live chat so people can view it and look at it in my own time. You know, when I cut it off, whatever. Because that way, you know, see, I'm smart with it. I study this shit. You know, I'm better. You're strategically using the platform for marketing purpose. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got to for marketing purpose. That's it. But outside of that, I don't even trust Google marketing me like that. I see how they do people. They dirty, man. Yeah, you got to have a team around you do all that. It was a lot of people, man. There was, I think it was Cerulean, it was Mike V, it was Dre. Who else was on there? It was a couple of people. It was BMT, Benny, but it was this dude named Cage. He kind of fucked it up. And no hate on him because the conversation we was talking about the England guy that Trey did on that sermon, and we had an offline conversation. So it kind of messed up everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I already knew when it went off the rails. So yeah, it's in my little safety glove compartment, but and I think War Master was trying to warn me about it, delete it later. I knew Vice was gonna hit me, but I didn't think it was gonna hit me like that. They wouldn't have cared. And like not no stream like this. So what I did is delete it. I'm not gonna argue with no weak ass company that I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with Vice like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not subscribed to those weak channels like that. Now, if I was subscribed and say fair use in some way, they would understand why I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? No, no, no. He's been on the last time he's been on my panel. He's been on the two conservatism streams that we did, and the last time he's been on the panel was Thursday Thrills #5. If you watch that with Cerulean, he never came back. He never came back. That's because Cerulean ran him away. I hate to say that. I'm just telling it like it is. Cerulean ran him away. Cerulean ran him away. That's the only person I can say he ran him away. But yeah. This is Thursday Thrill 7 I was watching. Yeah. Sometimes they ain't playing with us right now. So that's just how you got to get used to. So I know this is the top of the morning and things like that. We're gonna have at it, and that's just what it is. Oh, Melanie's doing a one-on-one interview with Oblivion. Okay, I mean Melanie, you better be careful, dude. He's on that bullshit. Ain't nobody getting flagged off this shit. It's just people be on some bullshit sometimes, and that's just part of the game. Yeah, people get flagged all the time on minor stuff. But for me, I'm not worried about it, man. That's just part of it. But I will do the liberalism streams. I'm gonna add links. I'm gonna do some promptus, and I'll do Thursday Thrills. We're gonna talk about a little bit of everything. These are open discussions, so I ain't got nothing scheduled. I just got to see what's what. But the redo, this stream will stay up. I promise you, because I ain't nothing to discuss. We discussed everything last night, but I had to delete that stream because I saw it this morning. I saw a copyright claim on the live stream. I said, "What the fuck?" But see, that's the new wave of content. And so when you do content like that, that's the new wave. And I believe that's just yeah, I've done that, but I chose not to because I ain't trying to argue with them because knowing them, I could do that. But I'm not trying to do that. Like that's another hassle. You know what I'm saying? I already did it before and beat it. So I'm not trying to, this channel's not going to be a risk like that. Because I know how people get down on content. So that's the whole purpose of having it. So as a matter of fact, you can have that type of content. So yeah. Yeah, but that's just YouTube. But that's really not just them. It's really Google controlling YouTube because they control the guidelines and things like that. YouTube is just like that. Yeah, I was trying to edit it out, but I said, nah, it went off the rails. I didn't like what I saw last night. The nigga shit was unbearable to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they do. Yeah, they blacklist me because I've been on that tape. I don't care for lead attorney. He's all right. I don't mess with dude like that. Yeah, when you left the panel, yeah. That happens. But DeAndre ain't your fault. That was my fault. I had to take the risk. because I'm one of those people. I take a lot of risks. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I had to take a risk for a minute, but that's what happens, and you just got to deal with it in so many words. And that's just me. You know, not really, not really outspoken like that, but yeah. But we did talk about that England guy. Yeah, he told the truth. He was not trying to audition. I saw that on Albert Preaching. I started dying. I was like, he wasn't going. But in so many words, I was like saying that's the whole purpose of it, and you gotta have what you gotta have. So for me, I'm not really surprised what's going on. So yeah, like we gotta speak on it. But yeah, Jay Sean said what he said. He was on the panel last night. He did what he did. So yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't mess with dude like that. Yeah, he be on some bullshit. I don't need no lawyer like that. It's not that serious. I mean, YouTube, Google ain't gonna like. They already done. I already know what site's gonna beat them in the future because these policies are bullshit. Like I've seen this since 2008. What's hurting the site is their bad contracts. That's why that COPA law was in effect. That kid shit that's what's gonna kill them. Okay. They're killing everybody's platform. Like this ain't a color thing. This is a people problem. And I've been tired dealing with them for years. They ain't gonna last forever. Because that's usually what happens when you have something big like that. They get greedy, and then there they are. See, Google done destroyed it. That's what happens when you're the king of own. There you are. Yeah, and the song, yeah, and there you go. And algorithms, they mute the song. Yeah, it's no way around. Yeah, I stay away from that shit. The last time I learned Elderman, I had to cut certain videos out. Yeah, you can edit it and do all you want to. It's not worth it, man, because you got to blame who owns YouTube. It's Google, man. They allow this shit to happen. This is why they're not going to go further. And other sites, I think they can allow you. You just got to read the terms of service. And I've read a lot. I don't like Twitch or any site that deals with. I'm just not investing in it like that. You know what I mean? Because Patreon, nobody's not going to listen to you on Patreon like that. They're not going to pay because I know people. And I have to look at my audience like that. Yeah, it's got stopped 2 times last week. Yeah, he did. But he has another channel. It's called, it's the same thing as DJ Cuda, but it's his Nature Board series. He's got one, and I feel like he's doing a good job of keeping above water. I don't know how he does it, but it's just like I don't see how he does it, but I ain't trying to create multiple channels off this shit because it's not worth it. This site has really irritated me for years how pathetic it is. It's one of those sites that it's not gonna last. You know what I'm saying? Like I already know the outcome. What's gonna hurt it in the future? They just gonna have to change some things. I don't know what they're gonna change. They keep asking me questions about improve the website. I'm like, dude, you already know what the problem is. People abuse a lot of shit, and it happens. These celebrities don't give a damn about creativity. They're the biggest frauds of all time. But yeah, I'll put his channel in the chat if y'all want to subscribe. That's his channel right here. Boom. There you go. That's where he's at right now. Because I don't know if he's streaming like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got plans and he's trying to get up to 500, but he does have a radio station one too. So We already know where that's going. And so that's the big push. So me looking at it like this is one of the reasons that you got to have content like that. And that's just one of the things you got to be amongst. But I feel like it, you know. Yeah, that's what it is. That's why I don't really fuck with Patreon. None of it really. Cause it's not, it's for them. I ain't trying to, they don't want to hear that shit. Cause that's not me. I mean, there's Rumble and yeah. Yeah, it's the companies. I blame the industry companies. They try to say it's like music. Nah, it's just bullshit. This ain't got nothing to do with music. That's just it's the tech companies. You get rid of them and break them up and then put IEPs on their ass, they wouldn't be able to do that shit. Neither party ain't shit. That's why you need libertarian. You need libertarianism bad. A party to get rid of all this shit and just downsize it to two internets. Have one as corporate and have one for us. That's what's going to happen eventually because people are tired of this one way shit. That's why people are angry and try to sue them to death. It did for hate speech, and he kind of stopped old his main channel. Yeah, he I saw his last live stream he did had platinum and the big homie on there. That's what happened. He stayed with it, and that's what hurt him. And the reason I'm saying is that's where he stopped off. He was in 400. But the reason he did that channel, the one y'all talk about Player Talk Radio, I was for different purposes. He was trying to get back into the media and things like that. And I looked at his content all the way down. That was where the spot was. And he did it. So it wasn't easy to do. Yeah, he was. That was the topic, really. It just went off the rails with the laws and shit. You know how politics get in, it just go left sometimes. Yeah. But I ain't got it, I got it, but I'm not gonna try to upload it on here. I'm gonna just keep it, just keep the audio. Because I'm not gonna waste my energy on it. It depends on how this one goes, then I'll think about it later. Because I'm not gonna keep something that I've had something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll think about it long termly because I'm trying to do a series of Sunday Madness again. We'll do it every Sunday afternoon, Eastern time, like 3:10. That's what I'm gonna start with because instead of doing night times, because it's getting cold outside, I'm trying to be above float here. So we're gonna talk about things and we're gonna stick with it and just, I can keep a stream like that. That ain't nothing. Everybody else can't do that because until a lot of people say they got the new rules and update. Yeah, they can update them all they want to, but it doesn't make any sense. People leaving it and criticizing YouTube and doing their own sites. That's what's going to hurt them. They're going to realize that too. You don't want that. So what they're going to have to do, like I told you about the TikTok versus YouTube thing, which is not real. It's really Instagram. They're looking at the whole landscape because see, Google's greedy. It's a greedy giant. And I think Trump was trying to break them up probably for 4 years. He slapped that COPA law on him. I think they're still mad about that. I think Google's still mad about that. And the reason I think they're still mad about it because they're throwing everybody under the bus. And it's the people in power in Google and YouTube needs to be replaced. That's what's going to have to happen. It's going to be like any other site. I just don't see them lasting another decade. They're done. It has a bad reputation because Google done fucked up so much. Somebody's gonna buy them out and get rid of them, and that's just usually the way it is. I just know these things. There's other sites better than that. You don't have to pay for shit, but StreamYard is not the future either because we got to see how it is, and then you have your streams and your things like that. So we'll see. Exactly. That's yeah. He said it there. But my thing with him was with that. You got to be careful who you interact with on the comments and panels because they can dislike you regardless. I appreciate on this channel because Normally they'll get the best of you. You cannot let shit stop you over time. And that's just the reason for more not to get bitter about it. So that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just fucking up content like that. And that's just what I'm saying in so many words. So what you have is you just have it right now. What's going on, Bunny? Yeah. Salute. But yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about what Jay Sean said move forward. It's nothing to explain. In that stream we talked about, and I think Teapot came through last night, and you know, shouts out to him, and it's all good and gravy. But you know, Information Man came through. Everybody came through last night. It was nice. It went off the rails a little bit. I mean, Benny and them. You know, it's not worth keeping up anyway, because I'm not gonna try to edit it out, because we wasn't really saying much afterwards anyway. I mean, the most important shit was in the beginning of the stream. You know what I'm saying? And I could end it then, but that was my fault because I was experimenting with the topic. But now on, I'm just gonna just say, just put it in the live chat room. Like if it's a video from someone else, like a YouTube that's got more subscribers than me, just put it in the live chat. I can look at it later, and I can just bounce around and see what's what. Because that way I can have a feel. I don't have to pull it up or whatever, because what they're trying to do, everybody's doing this. This is a pattern I've noticed by live streams. When people get hit, they try to look for any little thing to get at you with. So it's a chess match, man. Solving it from Patreon and other places ain't gonna work, because they can come with the same. Let me tell you something about other sites. They can come with the same shit too. And that's just the internet. This is why we need separation. That's just my suggestion. I mean, like in laws and politics, I would say separate the two. You want your little shit? Fine. If you want our little shit, right here, just lessen the rules a little bit. It's no holds barred. Because you add rules over here, it's just people gonna break them anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough, but if you gotta have two, you know, that's cool. But it's gonna get to that point. People don't know what they want, and I've noticed that all the time. And on YouTube, you just gotta look at it like, oh man, this is gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem, because it's been a long time. I'm laughing at it right now because it's been a long time I had a copyright strike. That was about like 9 years ago. So they finally got me. And see, I done made it now. See, what happens is I'm in the algorithm. I'm back officially. So I'm doing content like I normally do. I do get numbers in time. The last time I took a hiatus, they went up in the 4 years that I was trying to come back in 2019. But 6 years later, they still up. And I learned something. That's what happens when you do a lot of content like that. And you're not going to waste it. I'm experimenting with this site, and there's other sites better than it too, because if I do Rumble, I got to do pre-records, a few streams. I want to test the waters, what you can and can't allow. We got to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to see what they're talking about. It don't have to be much. So, you know, I got to see if they do that or not. You know, but if it's pre-record, I can do that. What's going on, Jay Sean? Salute. Oh, man. What he said last night was telling, and this winter he's on board. And like, yeah, man, them dudes is cowards, man. Yeah, they be watching this stuff, whatever. But you know, old boy from Canada kind of fucked it up. But this one's kind of like a redo. So we're gonna do this smoothly and chill and get my little spiel out. We're gonna be all right, because this is like in the morning. I'm not really worried at this point. So we don't want to get off the rails and things like that. We're going to keep it above board today, because the thing is, I'm just saying what we said is not the need to be said. I mean, Mike and Jay Sean cleared it up in the air, and a boy from Canada kind of derailed the conversation. I was like, nah, I don't want that derailment, because that way we're trying to keep it simple. You know, you want to talk about the weed stuff, but you know, we already discussed a lot of that shit. Y'all late. I mean, that guy from England, that was dating that girl, man. Man, it's crazy. I saw that. I was like, ugh, it's a whole nother beast. And that's just what it is. Yeah. I know someone else is probably streaming right now. I'm not subscribed to. She just, I had to cut that off. I did a lot of changes on this channel. Yeah, I try to keep it above board. Because some people don't come to my channel like that. I already know who's in my algorithm and my analytics. I'm studying it. I'm just sticking with my scheduled streams and shit. See, I got to get to the liberalism stream out the way, do a part 1, part 2. And then I got to do one with the, what else I got here? I got to look at my channel feed. Hold on for a minute. I got Thursday Thrills again this week on the 11th. I have to pay my phone bill that day. That's on a Wednesday. That's Thursday. This is coming up Sunday on the 14th. Yeah, I'm going to do another one. I'm going to talk about something different Sunday because Sunday's going to be a different stream. You just got to have at it. You got to have at it because one of those things you can just say, hey, this is what we're going to do here and just keep it above float. And, yeah, because usually I do self live streams, but this one it's a makeup stream for y'all, and I just gonna keep this above water. But we're good. No, everything y'all did yesterday was great. It wasn't bad. It's just my fault for being a owner of the content. I have to be. What's going on, General? I have to keep it above board, man, because sometimes I was experimenting, but it won't happen again because I'll do better next time. Because a lot of times when you do content like that, you just gotta be student what you're doing. So we'll be all right because this is no need to argue. Oh boy, was assisting on the weed shit. I gave him the information. But Benny kind of got him off the panel. That's a good thing about Benny. Shouts out to him, Benny Chase. Benny Chase was on fire with it. He got his ass up out of there. And that's a great thing. So I want to see what I'm going to talk about today. Get my minutes up in here. So when we talk about things, we just keep it in perspective. Let's see. Let me type in result and delay. Yeah, that was an owner copyright claim. Yeah, I ain't gonna mess with Vice. When they hit me with that, I was like, nope, I'm not gonna argue with you. They's looking for an argument. I don't do that. Not on YouTube. The last time I did that, I did it with an old pre-record. It takes me back 9 years ago. I'm not trying to fight that shit. I'm good. I'm good over here. It ain't that serious because if you try to go there, just don't go there at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I'll do that. I'll do that later after this stream about the liberalism part. We'll talk about it. And that's going to be a structured stream too. I'll have my points laid out and then I may open it up. And that's just what it is. But it's just like, it's kind of like a redo and things like that. But oh boy, it was like crazy, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He didn't pay attention. And that's what you got. And what Surian said, AAA batteries, yeah, just like, and then we got my boy streaming right now over there with Toya, but it's all good, man. I'm not even tripping. And that's just how it is. And yeah, we here. So for me, I'm not even upset with it at this point because I enjoyed that last night and it was that spiel. But I got some rest though on this new time. Daylight Saving Times edition, So we're gonna see what's gonna go happen. But and I'm just gonna pop this down real quick. I ain't got that much to say, but oh boy was not paying attention. He was not paying attention. I'm gonna pin this shit real quick. Let's open discussion. Let's see right quick. Let's pin it. Boom. Yeah, we're gonna pin this shit. In so many words, I feel like it's a good thing, good time that we have these conversations like that, like Jay Sean said yesterday. And yeah, it's great. I mean, BMT said his piece and everybody said their piece, and we're just out here doing the work. So, because this winter I'm gonna do some content that's gonna be more structure based and just knocking out of the ballpark instead of just doing my history streams is a little different. I'll give you the history of liberalism, and then I'll probably give you some points and questions. But the next time I do it next Wednesday, I'm going to do the same thing. Just keep it above board. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to go off the rails with, liberalism and things like that. Because I got the Thursday thrills next day and we talk about it. Might review it Thursday and just get it jumped off. And after that, we stick with that conversation. That's what I'm going to start doing from now on, because it's nothing to explain. I just want them to say something. And I keep doing what I'm doing because I'm good. And I think Kuda, his thing is with the music game, he has to be careful. The copyright thing is not that much options. Well, that's the policies of Google and YouTube. I don't know what they're gonna do on that, because it's a lot of changes next year. I don't know. I don't care about next year, because sometimes you can't trust what they say. People's leaving it and doing other things, and they're doing the same thing too. So it's competition, man. But sometimes it's the politics in the White House too determines how the internet is and what you're getting and what not getting, and the companies and corporations. That's what you got to deal with. I've seen this a lot, seen on news stations. I'll tell you a story that these channels that have these company names, they do get flagged by Google and YouTube. They do get flagged. Yes, they do. By the top. Seen this a lot. I'll tell you a story about RT getting flagged, saying some controversial shit. Fox and all them. They do get flagged. Don't be fooled. Don't let them lie to you. They do get flagged. It's just another way of, small YouTubers easy to pick on because they know you're not your average person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just somebody they can just nag on. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm not going to fight and argue with people all day long. That's not what I'm trying to do. Because everybody's got their own problems and things like that. But you deal with it. You deal with it and just, you move on. But see, I've been on this thing for years, and I studied copyright claims. I've beaten most of them on my first one and my second channel. I'm undefeated on my first channel, even though it was flagged in 2012. And this one, I've won plenty and lost one because I couldn't beat the claim, so I had to deleted the shit. So he got the fake W on that one. But technically, I still beat the system that way. I try to avoid a lot of shit because I'm very strategic on this site versus my old channel, because I'm not trying to be that person again. I don't want to start over. Some shit like that. Like that ain't cool. I'm saying I'm trying to figure things out with this one. This one I'm going to use for serious talk and things like that. Now, if I do decide to create another one or go to Rumble, I'm going to have to be strategic. I'll have to get another device and try mailing out. Let's see what I can do in those streams, and I'll be on fire with that. Because usually you got to do that. You got to do that. Yeah, StreamYard is straight. The only problem I have with it is it's not that many options. I mean, yeah, you can upgrade to the latest thing, but they probably don't give you that much options either. So I get what Kuda's saying. You got to be that person. But but him owning a station like that, talking about that stuff, that's cool. But a one-man show is nice. I've done it multiple times on history streams. I'm gonna tell you a story. When I do those history streams, it's usually an hour, 2 hours, and normally 3 hours. And I've done 4 hours by myself once on the history stream. Oh, actually 3 to 4 hours or something like that. I've done that. Actually 2 hours. I've done it. That's not hard. Anybody can do that. But over time, you got certain audiences don't like that. They like drama. They like the BS. They like the what they say, the fuckery. They like it to a point. I got you, nigga. You know, on this type of shit. I got you. I got you. I got you. You know, they want those moments, right? But see, my shit is well balanced. You know, we can do the jokes, we go at people. You know, we on guillotine season. Hail to the gray skull, and all that. We can be on that type of time, and then eventually we just gonna be like just dropping a little knowledge, sprinkle there and there. Oh, I did see that pre-record again this morning with the Thursday Thrills number 7 again. It's one of my favorite streams. Cerulean went in on the Haitian thing, and man, he tore his ass up. I didn't do nothing wrong in that stream. I still get views off of that, but you know, it's just it is what it is. I'm not even tripping off this shit. And it's so easy to do. And I'm not even mad about it in so many words. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, but shout out to Cuda, man. Y'all subscribe to his channel. He'll be back. He just got to get the swing of things, and he's got to make some changes and all like that. He's genius with his work. He can do it. But for me, I'm just not worried about what Google and YouTube be saying all the time. To be on some silly shit. But that's the whole purpose of them trying to fuck up people's content and things like that. But that's what you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole purpose of them fucking it up for everybody. So just give me 1 second, and gotta rearrange some things around the room. Cause I ain't got that much time. Cause I want to keep it above board. Cause I know, yeah. Cause we're gonna see what's up right here. I'll mute it for a minute. Yeah, I'm back at it again. We're back at it. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to move around a little bit. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm back. Shit. Had to take out the trash, whatever. Yeah. On fire. Yeah. Sorry, I've been on mute for that long. I had to do around something out of the house. But yeah. 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 Let's see who's in here. Oh, y'all still talking, but yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, man. Like oh boy. When I saw on the Alvin Breach, man, he was on some crazy bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was being honest what he was saying in so many words. I felt like his delivery was kind of crazy, but he had that, his little Creole, his little shit, or his patois, or whatever. He said, I just come from Jamaica, and he was on that bullshit. But here's the thing, though, he wasn't trying to win the date. He said he had sex with somebody prior to that. That's some crazy ass shit. Decided over at Alvin Preach and had me dying that one morning. I had to share it on my community tab. I said, wait a minute. Look at this. Oh, man. What's people in the sphere talking about? What's going on, Nicer? What's people in the sphere talking about? About are they talking about the April Mason shit and all that? I don't even care about that shit. Wow. Yeah. Last Sunday, yesterday was crazy. That sermon was crazy as shit. My God, man. I enjoy that shit. I know Monday Night Football's here. You got Monday Fever. That's what I call it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. But yeah, man. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah. He said, I want to read what Thursday said. Hold on. He said, I just fucked up 2 bitches before I saw you the weekend. Yeah, that's crazy. That dude is crazy, man. That's crazy. But yeah, man, like a lot of people, man, when I was over there at Teapots, man, it was not a bad live stream when he talked about Jay Sean. Like those dudes got shook, man. It's just like we did. I think if y'all watched Thursday Thrills #5 stream when SKC was on the panel, and I think Thursday he's been on my panel before. Yes, 3 times. There's 2 playlists on conservatism, right? The first one he was on there with Mike V and tried to probe him, right? Mike wasn't going. Then the second time we had to discuss the same thing, and then DeAndre came. Everybody came. This is when Sir Ism started coming on my panel. He came on my other panels previously, but that was a different subject. And the funny thing was, that was the second time. The third time, he wanted to debate DeAndre and whatchamacallit, Cerulean. He wanted both. Now, DeAndre is always welcome on my panel. He's always been, I want to say a day one. He's one of my other, I would say midday ones. I'll say midday ones, but the prior to that was Rashawn and everybody else. These dudes be consistent. He's been a regular over here. So he came on a panel and I'll tell you, oh boy, what's his name? SKC was in the chat talking. But see, Cerulean came later. If you watch how they went down, Cerulean came on the panel because he knew I had a channel. It was him. He had to get his stuff fixed. And then I think someone shared something in the Discord. It was my stream. And next thing you know, boom, he was there. And I was on the other person's channel I was once subscribed to. And the funny thing was, I just like, man, it went off. And then SKC came out of nowhere. And then he tried to speak that language. A lot of people say he wasn't even saying it right. And try to cut in on the conversation to him and Cerulean. And I said, and then DeAndre said, get your chin straps on. And I said, oh shit. We on this real shit. But that's some crazy shit. Oh man, that's the last time he's been on. And then ever since then, he's been making streams about us and and he stopped coming around because really kind of messed that up for him. So you know what it is. But yeah. I know it's 10 a.m. right now. It's 10:22 a.m. Eastern time. So we got to do what we got to do. So many words. That's how we get down with it, you know. And I'm just chilling this morning. But last night was kind of crazy. It went off the rails. I was tired as fuck, you know. I could have ended early, whatever. But that was my fault. And I think Gabe was on there. He said, "Get the strap." Yeah, man. But yeah, I feel like it went off the rails. I think he was trying to argue with Gabe. I said, "Nah, I didn't want the nigga shit. I didn't want it." And I look back at this stream now. I'm like, "Nah, it's bad enough." That's when people, you got to come in when we're structurally talking. The best quality stream is the beginning. I'm going to admit that. Because when we went off the rails, that's just I already knew it was already fucked up. Stream went dead, so I could have countered that claim, but I said to myself, "Nah, I don't want to argue with that fucking company. Fuck them," because I know what type of bullshit they on. Because it's about that bread, and I ain't got time for that. I ain't let them have it. I still got it. I just don't upload it. That's all. Because I won't think about it later on. So this is like a stream hour. I know people's busy, but this is in the morning Eastern time, and I know people's busy around. But that's cool. It's cool. I just had to pin if they want to say anything, any thoughts. But it's Monday morning over here, and I know it's probably Tuesday over at Japan right now. So I'm not even worried at this point. You just gotta take it like a grain of salt, and that's just it. Oh damn. They be on that bullshit. Okay, that's YouTube and all that other stuff. All right. I'm not even worried about it. Always have me on a live, but that's okay. That's okay. That's part of the game. But that just went off the rails. I'll see what's going on YouTube, what they talking about. Because they ain't saying nothing clearly. The fellowship. What are you talking about? They still talking about divestors and swirlers. I mean, y'all still talking about black women. That's not content, bruh. Like, come on, man. He said, we gotta try to defend this shit. Yeah, men defend shit all the time, but a lot of times it gets redundant, dude. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, bruh, I've seen better shit. Like, y'all not really saying anything in so many words. You really not. Where's that one with Mike's little review? I did have this what he said about the social welfare. I did learn something from that. Hold on, let me pull this shit up. I want to talk about this a little bit. And he was talking about that on that stream. That's what we talked about too. He said the VCU Library Social Welfare History Project. He said the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. And it says the Pullman Porters Win by Edward Berman, The Nation, August 21st, 1935. The editor's note said Pullman's Porters organized and founded the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters in 1925. And the BSCP was the very first African American labor union to sign a collective bargaining agreement with a major U.S. corporation. A Philip Randolph was determined, dedicated, and articulate president of this union, who fought to improve the working conditions and pay for the Pullman porters. The images were added to embrace the article published in The Nation. And then it says working class Negroes won a decisive victory on July 1st. The national Meditation Board certified the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters as a duly authorized representative of the porters and maids employed by the Pullman Company. But this certification and the election which preceded it were the climax in courageous struggle for labor organizations, collective bargaining, which have been carried on for more than a decade against great odds. Yeah. So I didn't get to read this while I was on the panel yesterday. Went off the rails. Everybody was in their own diatribe. But yeah, man. I was looking at this and I was like, yeah, it's a good link. I put it in one of my folders. And so, there's your union right here. What they gotta say now? These so-called conservatives, man. Like, I do pieces like this all the time, but I eventually will get into it and around it. And that's just crazy. But yeah, that's what you got. And they try here talking all this madness. And that's just what they do around here. So you just got to see what we got over here. So for me, I'm just like, and that's how you get down with it. And that's how you got to pay attention to it. But yeah, man, like I always challenge their points. And I think I did those two streams for a very specific reason. But the liberalism, I'm just going to talk about the history of it. Then I'm going to ask the questions, is it valuable and things like that. Just spark up a conversation, a little political conversation, just get into it. And I'm not going to drag carefully. I'm not going to do that shit. I just want the challenge because I get so sick and tired. Let's put it on the table. Let's have that discussion and then we'll see where it goes. Thursday Thrills, I'll talk about that as well and show streams on it. I'll do it twice back to back. And then this is coming up Sunday. I'll be talking about something totally different. So, yeah. I mean, people talk about business and whatever and do their own thing, and that's good. Plot it out. Yeah, because I don't know what I'm going to do another Thursday Thrills or not. And then I might end the series and might call another Thursday Talk or come up with another name for it. Because I like doing them at nighttime, the midday streams. Midday streams, I do them on the weekends. I do them like Sunday, like during the week, first day of the week. Because that way I get a feel what's going on. Because during the week, I just do night streams because everybody does a lot of day streams. I don't want to go against that. That's just one of the things I'm just like, okay, this is what we're going to go through. We're going to do our thing and just move on. You know what I'm saying? Because most people, they just going to be who they are with these day streams and things like that. So, yeah. So, everybody's over there right now. They say you're competing against the guys in the day streams. I said, no, they ain't saying much. Talking about vagina all day. And that's how they're gonna keep it. And for me, I'm just gonna be efficient with it. Oh shit. Yeah. I gotta just keep it like that. Tripping over wires and shit. But that's just one thing I can say, like in so many words. You can just keep it above board, like the conversations. I enjoy them. I'm like, I watch my streams sometimes and I can amaze what I'll be saying, man. Like it'd be wild, man. It'd be wild. But yeah, like I'm not surprised it got Cuda because that's something he was trying to do. Like I told him, like, oh, that manosphere name. I think me and DeAndre said this on one of G's panels. We said that on one of his panels the other night. We told him go to the side, and I told him the same thing. There's a whole market like that. you can go into, because Google and YouTube is gonna get tired of flagging shit eventually, because they're gonna look at the model, and I mean, a lot of it's politics too. That's gonna have to change. People are tired of that shit, man. And I start seeing Republicans' point of view, like that shit gets old after a while. Country don't want that. So it's gonna be interesting the next 4 years. I mean, I'll say 3 years, because 2022 will be the election of Stacey Abrams as governor. Things gonna change on the internet. You're gonna see a lot of differences. You're gonna see a lot of changes. A lot of things gonna be in the float. So we're not worried about anything, and that's just what it is. And people love avatars and shit like that. But yeah, man. A lot of people say, y'all don't cam up. Shit, I cam up on self live stream. Y'all see me. Y'all see me. I ain't hiding nothing nowhere. That's what I do. I do this shit. But you know, that ain't nothing. No, but she's important in this election, dear. Like she's still trying to keep it above float, man. Like it's some changes in this state of Georgia that I live in now. I'm focusing on what that is now, because the Republicans, they don't have no shot. It's gonna end up like California and other states, man. That's what they're trying to do, man. You can't really say much out in public anymore, because she's got a cosign. She's got everybody's cosign. But the men, you know, they're moving different. You know what I'm saying? But online is like our best hope. And then we spread the word and just go on forward. But that's the whole point of being that type of person doing content, because eventually some people just gonna have to have another thing in place. But we're gonna see what the next couple of years is gonna be like, and these situations and crime and things like that. But that's a whole nother beast. So yeah, the politics of that is just pretty wild. We appreciate you, Mace. What's going on, man? Salute. Yeah. He said, just stopping by, giving info. These talking points are moving. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And they just want to complain all day. And you know, I already see a couple streams. I ain't gonna mention their names, but they're not trying to do anything as usual. It's normally scheduled programming. So things like that, we just look at it right quick. Like I was looking at the title, and it's like women's this and that. And I ain't gonna mention that in the individual's name, because he's probably subscribed to me too. I'm just gonna leave it be. It's a typical what we do, and I put it into action. And that's just what it is. And you know, I try to do everything I can on ground, and then use the media right here as a message and things like that. But some people just want to go crazy with it, and that's just what it is at this point. So yeah. And that's how it's gonna be. But you know, some people just get emotional around here and things like that. Jordan Peterson right now. Bernie Povich. Oh shit. We say fuck Jordan Peterson. I don't even fuck with dude like that. Shouts out to Jay Sign for that. That's the problem. They got his talking points, and we had that yesterday. That was a good stream too, until old boy kind of fucked it up. But that's what we're trying to do. So this one's gonna be above board. I'm gonna keep this up, because this one's gonna be like a redo, and just gonna keep it. We're just gonna keep it simple, and then we're just gonna keep it like that. What's going on, Travis? Salute, bro. And you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kuda will be around again. Just give him time, because I don't know what he's gonna do with that channel that he has, his first channel that has 400. Let's get him to 500. I put his link in the chat so he could be that person. So for me, we're doing it. So, you know, I've been on here an hour, which is great. This is great. I can do this for like an hour or two, and then it ain't gonna go on the rails. Because normally I can just stay with it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah. And I'm just gonna look at something real quick. Just hold on for y'all for a second, because I know it's a good stream, but I'm gonna make a personal decision, because if I keep this up, I'm gonna look at it for what it is. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah, it was already gone anyway. So yeah, that was so much for that. So I'm gonna do the redo. And it's no need to keep it, because that was some nigga shit I saw last night. We can do better. We can do better. We're gonna do better the next Sunday. He says, cold as hell this morning in GA, boy. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's 30. I told you, Mike. I told you. I've been saying it the longest. Man, I got stories when it was in the teens, what they told me in Atlanta when I used to work. Not Atlanta, but in training centers I used to work in my 20s, man. They told me it's just cold as dishes. But when the ice hits, the black ice, it's just a whole nother perspective. And it's just usually the way it is. But that's just some things that you have to deal with. But in so many words, I'm just like, it's crazy. But we deal with this all the time. Like, yeah, it gets cold everywhere, but it does get hot a little bit. But it's been mild. But yeah, it's cool today. But I don't know if it's gonna snow this year. Because if it does, it's gonna be it's a whole nother thing. What's going on, Juan G's? Salute. Salute, salute. Yeah, man. And that's just how it is. But in so many words, we just keep it afloat. Yeah, man. Oh man. Yeah. And that's how we keep it. Yeah. So I know it's the morning. I mean, they had the ballpark. Yeah, I know people love talking about women all day. That's their little thing. He said the baby belongs to the streets. Man, these boys is done. They're done. I just don't. I can't, bruh. I can't. Like, in so many words, we had a lot of problems, but I didn't mean to hit the mute. But so many problems, and we just have enough problems to deal with. So, yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Over the ears and all that, and that's how we get down. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Get the little wiring in the headsets. But yeah, it's a lot of good teams in sports. The Ravens, they doing good. I mean, considerably. I mean, they all right, but you know what I'm saying? So no light side claims he's going to keep roasting Avatar X and his channel dudes running out of content. I see. Exactly. Yeah, no light side. Yeah. He is already done third. Like, we tried to warn certain individuals like Gino to stay away from dudes like that. We gave him some information that was sensitive. Just stay away. We're gonna call it on the Discord. Yeah, I might put this shit on Discord. Hold on. And just I'm put it on my Discord. Hold on. My little stream. Hold on. And we'll do some more, like we'll talk about some real shit. See, I could talk about other things. Just send me links of news articles. I do articles on here. Just don't send me a lot of videos that have information. That's too easy. Just put it in the chat from now on because people be watching and trying to get me up out of there. Because what they're trying to do, they pick and choose who they want. And I don't want to be those dudes that be messed up like that. I'm trying to keep it above board because they on some bullshit right now. We got to see what the new rules are, and then be like, all right, going to another site won't solve nothing because if they have the same rules apply across these new governmental laws, you're done. I've seen that many times. I've seen that over at whatchamacallit at Daily Motion. People got flagged for shit. I've seen that firsthand, but oh shit, my fault, Jay Sean. Yeah, he's done third work, but he says shouts out to the Titans. They're doing better than I thought. Yeah, that team was good. Yeah, next to the Ravens. Yeah.
Oh shoot, there we go. My bad.
It's gone, man.
What's up? What's up, sir? Bio? My bad. I'm over here getting used to this new headset I got, man. It's a wireless headset, and it's got like
Yeah.
volume on the thing on the back, and I had the volume all the way down and shit. And I didn't hear nothing. I didn't even know it was on. What's going on?
Oh, it's good. I'm just talking. Yeah. Gabe had some good points last night, but it delved into some nigga shit. I think Benny Chase kind of derailed it, but he got rid of old boy off the panel. What's his name? Cage from Canada. He's been on here before. Yeah. I said,
no. Oh, hold up. So after I left, it left?
Yeah, after you left, and then I said, you know what? And I said, that's a good thing. But I'm glad Benny got him off the panel because I didn't want to hear all that wild stuff. And DeAndre had to just tell boy, you wasn't listening. You're not listening,
Oh, hey, Mike V, I forgot to update you. I forgot to email Mike. I knew I forgot to tell somebody. Hey, Mike, I'm gonna send you an email. I got some shit to show you.
Yeah.
I ordered it, man. It's on order, but because of the shortage, I gotta wait. So, but I got my on number, nigga. I went ahead and pulled the trigger. So, yeah. I forgot to update you, Mike. Mike be in to them cars and shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm sorry that shit went left. I don't know what the hell's going on out here. It seems like everybody wants to fight right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's normal. Like I mean, to me, my channels ain't like that. So they are intimidated. That's just another person's like one of those company names. Just got to be careful. But that means I'm back into the algorithm again. I'm not trying to stir up nothing. It's like I'm trying to be above board. But but I'll do the links. That ain't nothing. They ain't gonna get you for that. It's just.
I'm asking you a question. You think you think people acting the way they're acting right now? Just. We see that online, just everybody just being so abrasive and argumentative. Do you think there's what's happening in the country politically is, creating a lot of that, anxiety?
Yeah, it's a combination of that. When Trump first came in, shit changed. I'll give you an example of my experience. When I was a barista one time in the Smyrna district in Atlanta, right? I would say like Cobb County, and it was in a car company, right? Called Lexus, right? The first half of the people were Hillary supporters and previous supporters of Obama, right? When they left and went to another dealership, all I saw these fake Trump supporters, and because of his mystique of on the other side, whatever. To me, he wasn't really a Democrat or whatever. I mean, he was more of a liberal Democrat, but he showed his hand. Now he did play the conservative game. He did troll his way, but he finessed it in a way. He's just like his grandfather, And then shouts out to Black Minds saying that. He was finessing people from the West Coast for years and years, and that's where he get that knowledge from his grandfather. So he's the spoiled child. And it's so fucked up when people know about him in New York. Like, yeah, he wasn't all that. He had stuff handed to him. But his presence of that year, 2016. Now, 2015, he kind of was checked by what's her name, Furiana. She got the best of him. And ever since then, you never heard a word after that. And then while I was looking at the whole, I watched that whole thing with the Republican thing. And that lets me know I knew he was going to win, but I didn't know how he was going to win. But see, Hillary, a lot of people got tired of Hillary. They just said, fuck it. No, bitch, you're not going to win.
She's a poor candidate. And you know what? And I don't think a lot of liberal women, they always try to blame the Black community for not turning out. The truth of the matter is they just had to have a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just had to have a woman instead of you running somebody. Everybody, everything tells you that no one likes this bitch. You know what I mean? She's one of the most disliked people in the country. But you just had to have a woman. So it was just her turn. They should have ran Joe back then. And I think Sanders would have won if he got the nomination like he was supposed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Same
know.
go around with I would say twice around, but they didn't want him. He's too far fucking left. What's going on, Misha?
Yeah. There was a
And
lot of people who was Bernie
mhm.
Sanders supporters who voted for Trump because they
I'm
couldn't
not
vote for.
surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, we got to keep in mind we don't live in the dominant society. White people think differently,
Yeah.
and they saw, they do anti votes all the time. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who went from Bernie, and there was a lot of chatter online, and we want to vote for Trump because they didn't like what happened with the DNC, how they treated Bernie. They basically took that shit from him.
Hmm.
So in places like New Hampshire and just in those parts of the country where, you know, Michigan, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people went over to Trump or didn't vote at all. You
It
know,
was that didn't vote at all. I didn't vote at all because I already knew he was gonna win. Regardless of voting or no voting, his mystique was kind of
yeah,
it's the biasness behind it. But see, Hillary,
yeah,
we know she's bad, because they didn't want Bill Clinton, they didn't want her. And
yeah,
that's what killed it. That's what killed it. Like,
yeah,
people just got to look at it for what it was. And you're right. A lot of people voted for Trump. Most people didn't vote at all. That's what helped. But this time in 2020, when he went against the virus, which he helped align with China, in business create, and people still blame him for that. Well, he knew about it. And the problem was, even Chinese was kind of, yeah, it's our fault. And they said Trump knew about it because you know how America gets down with their little business.
hmm
That's how we do in the military. So you got to be fair to people that listen to your stuff. I told them, yes, I acknowledge the president we had wasn't shit. He knew about it. Y'all knew about it. So it's like we can't just be anti-China, and China's not a threat to anybody. I tell people that all the damn time. Like me and DeAndre talk about this all the time. Yeah, Japan is something else. And that's why I don't underestimate Japan. See, people laugh at, oh, Japan weak. They ain't got no weapons. And I say, bullshit. You see what they did historically to get that, and they know about that flag. See, China, they desperate to keep the economy. They want young people instead of the older
hmm
generations. They can't pass it down to their little kids, and that's sad too because you got to look at a lot of things. It's right, yeah. Trump is a finesser, man. I wouldn't
yeah.
pick the guy, but I understand why he won because they always want that money, right? Republicans want that money when they build it up. Next thing you know, it just goes to shambles, and
Well, I
Democrats got to
mean,
do all the damn work. Yeah,
Trump won in 2016. Basically running, a radical version of the Southern strategy.
yeah.
And when you look at the we got to keep in mind, electrical college is built in. It's so much working in the favor for rural, sparse, conservative white people. You know what I mean? That's how the electoral college came about in the first place. To give
Mm-hmm.
rights and give some voting rights and some advantages to the South. It was a compromise. And when you look at the population numbers, the total numbers of votes, even though Hillary was disliked, in the country, she still got more votes than Trump.
Yeah.
Way millions more. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, the system is really built the way it's built, to not what satisfy, but to make sure there is a white status quo in the
Yeah.
country. And
Yeah.
then even outside of the presidency, you still have the Senate, right?
Right.
So you have these states where there's like 400,000 people in it. You know what I mean? They got two senators, and it's 99% white. North Dakota, South Dakota. That's four senators right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Wyoming, Montana. That's eight senators. It ain't no, and that's representing nobody compared to a state like Texas or New York or California or Florida. You know what I mean? So the fix is in, almost. Where they're going to have a say in the country. They can always rule as a minority. And I
Yeah.
think back then they weren't even thinking about color like that. Because remember, they had us in bondage. They weren't even thinking about,
Oh yeah,
you
we
know,
was on the bottom. We're like
yeah.
what they say, 3/5 of a man. But see, the electoral college, that's like the elite powers. Like you can go
Mhm.
back to other countries, like what they have in Italy. They got it from older countries like Rome.
Hmm.
Britain, if you want to get technical, the Masonic orders they used to have, and then France. What hurt France when they start kicking them out of those countries? That's when France changed, and I think me and Sru touched on France and Spain. Well, you got to remember Spanish. I don't want to say Jesuits and them and
Yeah.
Italians. They the ones. If you go to history of the First Reich, that was their thing, and then what happened was Spain couldn't maintain an empire. It's just like France wanted to do the same thing. What hurt France? They was trying to do too much. And when this country was founded, you got to remember this could have been a French nation mixed with Spanish, right? But here's the downside: the British was too strong. They had too many weapons.
Yeah.
They had the instruments of the old Roman Empire with the red, white, and blue flag and the jack or whatever in the cross. That right there put the nail in the coffin because they figured out, okay, the French was weak. They weakened the Spanish first, and the Haitians thought they're going to have a lot of money and $1 billion, but France got their money. So they wanted payback. Yeah, you whooped our ass in the revolution the second time, they would say. The first time, that was from Spain. France kind of, reneged them and put them in slavery. That's why you have all those slave revolts. And next thing you know, Saru was trying to break that down. That's why everybody thinks it's too. Yeah, it was like that. And then he was trying to explain to Wacky the second time around, this was it. And talking about the croissant story and all that stuff. It was a joke, but it's true.
Yeah.
Talk about the Dessalines and all them dudes. And that's where Haiti took to a turn. They had their little dictatorships later on, and they had money, but you got to blame France. France was don't want them to be independent. You know what I mean? Because anything black like us together, they want to dismantle. And I've noticed that in the history of Americas. Like I told you about that Tennessee story, it was the same way with Andrew Jackson. Moved us to Oklahoma and things like that in certain states like the Trail of Tears, all that. But they use us as bullwhips, man. Like we're just killing machines. Even in the military, you gotta understand it's structure and order, period. Like you can't have a nation of people coming together and have our own language and topple them. See, it has to die within. Without us, they're nothing, and they know that. And even the top, they said, "Nah, if we take them out of the military, we die out. Yeah, it'd be like they'll kill each other. They'll eat each other." Yeah. And I study shit like that. I was like, "Oh shit!" But that's how you learn about politics too. It goes hand in hand. It's about that money. I already know who's in charge with the money and collection of the church. They work together. They're really the same people. They don't be fooled because it's about business. And if the black man doesn't jump, we ain't jumping. We ain't jumping. We ain't jumping.
It's funny you say that because a lot of cats be overreacting. I think to some of the strife. We have a lot of strife in the black community.
Yeah.
We don't see eye to eye on a lot of shit. There's a lot of niggas different places, but a lot of that has to do with programming and conditioning. But but even with all the strife we have in the black community, everybody act like the fucking Europeans didn't have 2 world wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this conflict between, ideologies, which is really between the rich and the poor when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? That dichotomy is what it is, whether it's fucking communism, whether it's feudalism, whether it's, what you want to call capitalism, which is, we're not really in a capitalist country. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a country of Plutarchs, I would say that.
Exactly.
It mixed with fascism. Yeah, I can say that.
America is been an affirmative action program for whites since its inception.
Yeah,
right?
That too. I agree with that.
That's all it is. All right. Yeah. So you don't give me free market capitalism, because if that's the case, then every time the fucking market crash, then why was it bailed out by public money?
There you
know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Why is it you know what I mean? And we can go into, other sub situations where people were bailed out and looked out for. When you have something that happened in 2007, 2008, where you play with the markets the way they did, and people lost their livelihoods, people lost their homes, and nobody goes to jail.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
It I
know exactly what you're saying. Like in New York, where how y'all grew up, that's always been that way. Why you think their nickname is called the Empire State, not the Big Apple? That's that bullshit. No, it's called it. And when I see y'all's license plate, it's called the Empire State for a fucking reason. There's a reason for it. It's Empire. It's Empire.
Yeah. All that shit that they've been doing is just to try to keep civility, to keep the economy going. Right. Remember, Teddy Roosevelt was the one that had to clean up monopolies and barons, and you know what I mean. This is not something new. And then the situation with FDR, then later on Nixon came through, took us off the gold standard, and really put us on the trajectory that we're on now. They started, fucking with the progressive tax rates, and now we are where we are, where motherfuckers are not paying no taxes. They're making all the
Mm-hmm.
money in it. So you are in a fascist plutocracy right now,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not. You
Yeah.
are. It's not about how you feel. All right. It's about where the money is. My grandmother never graduated high school, but she was very wise. And she said, baby, if you want to know the truth, follow the money. And she, you know what I mean? Simple shit like that. But she's not lying. Money is intentional.
Oh
Money
yeah.
just, you don't just become a millionaire because by accident. You know what I mean? You don't just sit on hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars and control, certain things by accident. That's intentional. You know what I mean? So, these motherfuckers is basically just hoarding all the money. The country's not getting no investment. So we just going in circles. This is something that just keeps going around and around and around again. You know what I mean? And then well, just like you had in the early 1900s, mid 1900s, civil rights era, poor whites, mad at, people of color, xenophobia. You know what I mean? It's just not going to change, until somebody on some side says enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, look, as a black person in America, I, politically, we're, if you just look at us as a product, black people actually position beautifully in America if we got on the same page with each other, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with us. We will not get on the same page with each other. But that positionality is running out of is on the clock. We run out of time because what they've been trying to do is replace us, and they have been doing a great job. It's kind of like when I was on TLP, X's channel, and some guy brought up Reagan. I'm like, oh, Reagan who amnestied millions of fucking Hispanics that you're dealing with now.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their fucking children and grandchildren, the ones voting against you right now, the ones, and you all competing with them because when you have two major parties catering for their vote, you know what I mean? That's competition.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, whether it's Cubans or Mexicans, it don't matter. You know, they got real estate now in the minds of the political machine.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of them here, and
Yeah,
and
but
they,
you know what's so funny? I think we compete more to the Cubans than anything. I see them in Georgia and other Salvadorians and other Latin people. I would say we compete more than them. Mexicans are a joke to me. I hate to say that because if a
damn,
war breaks out with them, I tell people they'll be done. Like I don't take them dudes serious. Now the ones that's rich, yeah, they competing with us. They come over here, I would say legally, and they actually do the process. That's the ones you should be worrying about. Those businesses they be having, those restaurants and shit like that.
yeah.
That once I see in Georgia, them motherfuckers be getting
Let me ask you a
like
question though. What about,
millions.
but what
Like,
about,
wow.
what about, what about California?
Oh,
Can you
California,
can,
that's a
can
whole
you
nother.
really
They
say
got
that?
that. Yeah, I give them California, but everywhere
You know what I'm saying?
else,
Yeah,
like I just can't give them the whole, you know what I mean? Because their government's fucked up. See, you can't trust their head government because they're controlled by somebody, and like it's fucked
yeah,
up way their country is. And I tell them like, look, if you come to America, white man's not gonna let you do that. All they have to do is start a war with you, kind of treat you like these Asian countries, and they already have problems
uh-huh,
economically. I see why they come to America. It says, oh, it's the jewel, yeah. And I think Cerulean said this too in the stream. He said, why do you think we have the highest immigration than any other country that won't allow that? And, except England. And there's a reason for it. Like you just said, like that right there. And yes, we're competing against, but here's our problem is we're worrying about, oh, I got to have me a bunch of HBCUs. I got a lot of ego. I'm better than you and this and that and worrying about
yeah.
hoes all day. But
That
that's our problem.
HBCU shit is done. They giving
Yeah.
so much of the HBCU stuff to foreigners, and
Yeah, man.
it puts us in a tough spot because I don't have anything against Jamaicans. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
I love Jamaican
Haitians.
people.
Yeah.
I love my black people from all over the diaspora, but it's a war, and you use proxies how you need to use them, and it does put us in a tough spot. So us being disjointed, and you got motherfuckers running around here talking about these are African Americans that have been in the country for 100 years talking about what is blackness. What do you mean? You know what I mean?
Blackness.
But
That's
everybody,
crazy.
everybody in the world know who they are. They coming up with their little flags. They got their groups. You know what I mean? Everybody has an identity, and you sitting out here as a fucking raceless grifter. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Just a raceless nigga. You know what I mean? Like you don't know. You know what I mean? It's crazy talk.
yeah.
So but they wouldn't go to little Greek town and say that,
No, they
right?
can't.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't go to little Koreatown in middle Manhattan and say that. Why y'all got little Koreatown? We all the same. They wouldn't say that. They only said it to each other. which
Hmm.
tells you that these niggas are insane.
Yeah.
They ain't fucking insane. They insane, or like Mike said yesterday when he was up here, and I've said this many times before. These motherfuckers are defeated. You know what I mean? I call it. I think what we're really suffering through is an inferiority complex. Like
I
I,
agree.
now
Yeah.
when I watch the Senate, right? When I watch C-SPAN, I, you know, I'm like, why are we comfortable with this? Why are we comfortable with that Senate being 90%, 98% white? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
wrong with us?
That's
Like,
crazy. Yeah.
this is our country, family.
Yeah.
This is our country. We've been here since the beginning. Here's a real fact. Here's a fun fact.
Hmm.
This is absolute truth. Most black people in America who are descendants of slaves have been in the country longer than most white people.
Hmm.
Most white people who are in the country right now came over in those immigration waves from Europe in the 1800s and the early 1900s.
That's
You know what I mean?
fact. Yeah.
That's when they came over. That means they came to a country that already existed, that was already
Hmm.
built. You were
Yeah.
here since the 1600s. Some, want to go back to the 1500s. Okay, but I use 1619 because it's agreed upon. That's fine. I'll take 1619. We ain't got to go no further. It was 13 colonies. You know what I mean? We knew what it was. It was 1619. Let's start there. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't got to keep arguing over semantics. That's
Yeah,
long
over
enough.
over years like that. If you really want to get technical, before that,
Yeah,
1492 with Columbus, and I think Surreal was trying
yeah.
to tell that to Triple Black. He said, "Look, since you're a disgrace of being Haitian, and I'm glad DeAndre said that on yesterday. He said you can't talk about. He said Jacquemin. He said that's a royal area in Haiti, and last time he was on the stream with DeAndre, he got quiet real quick, and that shows you he's just a nigga from Miami." And that right there disgustes me. I respect Haitian people that actually speak the language. And if you're a Haitian American that actually went back to your little island or country, your nation,
Hmm.
I respect you even more because now you understand the culture, but you still
Yeah.
black to us. It's
Oh,
all of
so
us,
you
the
saw like
Americans
some of
of the
these
West
dudes that
Hemisphere.
never been to
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, but they Puerto Rico all day.
Yeah.
They never been to Puerto Rico, but they throwing the Puerto Rican flag in your face all
It's just
day.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
It makes me sick. But the good
yeah.
thing is, but I say all of us are the Americans. My dad always said it's like, yes, we're in the West Ham. He used that example. Yeah, we are. But in the United States, in a way, yes, this is our territory. And I mean, I think
And
Cerulean told
I
me
don't
that.
think you're talking about identity. It's one thing
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
recognize your
Hmm.
identity. Like say if you're
Yeah.
half Guatemalan and half black, right?
That and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I'm just
so
talking about
yeah,
nationality, like what Cerulean
yeah.
was saying in so many words. When he traveled to Horn of Akron, what he always tell the story to us on this panel. He said, I lost that card and realized I was an American. And but see, it's hard for us as black people to say that no matter if you're from anywhere, like if you was born in the US or whatever, it's hard for us to say that. It's an ego thing. And a lot of times,
Mhm.
like saying, I don't want to be that, you know what I mean? Because it's the fear of saying you're this. And a lot of people don't want to be in that position. Just like I hate to say, most Americans in general don't want to be the bad guy. They always want to be the good guy and try to lie to people, try to say, oh, we ain't harming nobody. We ain't bombing no babies. We ain't raping them, whatever.
And who's that
And then
for?
I'm
Who's
just
that for,
saying,
sir?
huh?
And who that? It's a performance.
Yeah.
It's a performance. It's cooning. It's wired
Yeah.
into us. We
Yeah.
always want to make sure white mommy, white daddy comfortable.
Yeah. That
That's where
too.
it comes from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a good guy. What are you telling me for? I don't give a fuck.
And then the funny thing is when people pull your information, these other countries that have been treated, yeah, we got to own up to our, like I said, me and Dre said, we got to own to our pettiness, our
Mhm.
boldness, or whatever. We got to be honest. We can't just say we're the good guys all the time. Yeah, we lost a lot of money wars like Vietnam and Cold War, because a lot of that has to do with money. Because most of the times they was trying to survive, and then Russia was trying to be who they are. When I read about the Cold Wars, but eventually they're struggling. Now we got all the riches embargoing everybody, but you gotta understand. But that's our military, and like I know a lot of people love our military. They love the
Yeah,
benefits. They love the
yeah,
resource. What we do,
as they
the
should,
the athletes. I mean, I'm just saying.
as
I'm
they
not
should.
hating.
Yeah,
It took me a while when I got older because my grandfather always told me about the military. Rest in peace to
yeah.
him. He's a World War II veteran. Um, he always praises it, and it's hard to go against it because see, when I was young, I got caught up in the movies and things like that, how bad it was and things like that. like that. But then I realized and did my own research, and other people that's been in the military is no, actually you're more safe. And I'm glad the general brought up this point on this stream we did. It was 10 hours, and he said, look at the statistics of Chicago for a minute, just like how many deaths and versus the U.S. military soldiers in 2000, and look at the numbers. He said 20,000. That's less. You're
Yeah.
kind of safe, but then he said 40,000. You're not safe in urban cities, not just Chicago. He said all urban cities. Which one you would be safer, military or urban cities? And I said, I hate to say it, military. Even
Yeah.
though we can fix our urban cities, a lot of that stuff can be fixed. We just refuse to do it because, like I said, it's our ego and pride. We want to be better than everybody else. And a
Mhm.
lot of it, like other coaches, they did. You know how they handle it? They kind of cut everybody off. You know, I see what white folks do it all the time. I see brown people do it all the time. Other cultures do it all the time, and they execute them. They get them up out of there. Well, see, our problem is we want to save every fucking body. That's that big unity bullshit that I
Yeah,
cannot
everybody but
stand.
yourself. They want to say
I
everybody
can't
but no.
I can't stand that. Small
Yeah,
unity works. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Small unity works. You know how it
works.
works? You have to have like a little secret society balance with the Freemasons. You gotta have a culture
Makes you
that
strong. Yeah.
that controls the population. And I understand why they do that. So they can keep everybody in line. That's how culture's
Yeah.
always done. Now you can have, I don't want to say a utilitarian society. The difference is they all have to agree on one happiness. If you can't be nihilistic and be crazy all the time, be chaotic, and everybody will say, "Oh, we're all gonna do this." No, it creates more problems and violence. Then you can have this big unity, and then the fallout comes. So he's like, and they're trying to say, "You do this and that," and then us, we say, "You bitch, you done did this, whatever." I'm like, we ain't getting anywhere. But especially on the internet, on panels I studied, a lot of these dudes love that bullshit. They
Mhm.
love this shit. Like, I don't know what it is about being a coon. They love, like, I've noticed back in 1.0 days,
Can we
it
say
was not
something
like
really?
that. Go
You know
ahead.
what? Yeah, because we had just the chat rooms. We didn't have. I think when Hangouts came, this shit all fell apart.
Yeah.
And even when Hangouts came, it was okay for a certain point because we had a pecking order. But when we started letting everybody and anybody on the panel, that's when it went down because no one was being vetted. You know what I mean? And then that's when a
Yeah.
lot of shit started getting started with people, and people started getting too familiar with each other. And you know how they say the saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt.
Right.
Um, but look, man, I want to say something salacious.
Go ahead.
This cooning that we're seeing, a lot of it, let's be honest, is feminine behavior.
Oh yeah.
It's effeminate behavior. You know what I mean? It's really a feminine behavior, how they react to certain things, how they just think about how the niggas be trolling. Like when I go to certain panels or chat rooms and niggas be in the chat room just trolling. Just throwing out words, calling you names. It's real immature,
Yeah.
and it's all souped in emotion. It's not done in logic or reason. That's why it's like I'm at a point where I don't even want to debate with nobody no more. You
Yeah.
know, I really don't want to debate with certain people no more. For what? You don't care about the truth. You don't care about reality. You just here to troll, and you know what I mean. So there's no real learning or gain from debating some of these niggas, man. So I
Yeah.
think you just run over them, have a conversation when you can, and then run over the
Yeah.
rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my position now.
I think, good morning. I am listening, but what's going on, Tampa? But SKC tried to do that shit on my Thursday Thrill stream. I said, dude, I'm not gonna try to join you debate against DeAndre and what's his name. I mean, Cerulean, my fault, Cerulean. And I said, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, we agree on several things. We disagree on a few things, a couple things, really, like us three, and on this panel. But like, what's the point of debating about creationism and that Darwin shit? Like, what's his name? Bernie Povich, aka Bernard Riley, destroyed your behind over teapots. Like, you want to get destroyed again? Like, nobody wants to listen to that. He said the numbers matter. I'm like, okay, like your name just proves my point. You know what I mean? And then Cerulean had to break him down what his name meant. And he was semi trolling him, but see what it is, he don't fall for his games. So guys like that, you got to treat him like a white person, man, because that mindset that he has, like, it's not of a black person. Think about it. Those people, you got to treat them like those people over there in the mainstream manosphere. That's why I call
Oh,
them.
sir, what does that mean? What does it mean to mind of a black person? You know what that means, you dumbasses out there that don't
Yeah,
disagree with what he just said? Is that you have a different experience, and us as black people have a shared experience that other people do not have.
right.
So when you waving a flag for somebody else that you, first of all, you're not white. You didn't live a white experience. You know what I mean? So you don't know how it really feels to be them. You think you do because you watched them on TV growing up. So you have an affinity for them, but you don't. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's what you're seeing. You're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of people who have an affinity for something else. Let's take some of these young women, right? Take some of my young girls. They watch Degrassi and you know, what's that fucking movie? With the vampires, Vampire Diaries, and
Yeah.
Twilight, and
Buffy,
all that.
Buffy the Vampire
Uh,
Slayer. Yeah,
Yeah,
Buffy.
and then there's an emotion attached to it, right? You
Hmm.
know, and Brad kisses the white girl and he loves her, and I knew he loved him. You know, it's that soap opera shit.
Yeah.
But this is being internalized, and that's why you be like, how the fuck can a hood chick like Eve be with a white man from England? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
She can do it. She can do it. You know why? Because she was programmed to do it.
Right.
All right, that's in them.
Mm.
It's part of the program. That's why I would tell niggas all the time. This is my statement. I coined it, and I know cats gonna have to use it. I don't care, but this is what I say. Shit, black women are not your women, but they are your sisters. All right, and a lot of and that shit goes over a lot of niggas' heads. They're not your women. What I mean is, you didn't raise them. They're not raised in your environment, not an environment you picked or controlled. They're programmed by their media, their schools, their social apparatus. All right. So when you have a social apparatus that says that, hey, yeah, you can get abortion. There's nothing wrong with that. They go do it. Yeah, you can fuck 10 niggas and then get married. Nothing wrong with that. Go do it. You see what I'm saying? That's the social society. That doesn't work in other social societies around the world. You know what I mean? Let's go to another Western country. You could take Italy, for example. Italy's a
Hmm.
Western country. But if
Yeah,
you
it
had
is.
if you was a serial baby mama in Italy, you can't get married.
Mm.
That's how that social order operates. But in
Yeah.
America, if you had two baby dads, you could still get married. You see what I'm saying? It's a different social dynamic. And that's why I try to press upon men to stop arguing about women all day and complain about the women
Right.
all day. And once you've changed the environment,
And there you go.
you know what I mean? Have a hard code of conduct as men and change the environment. Because that's really what a patriarchy is anyway, is a
Yeah.
code of conduct. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Agreed upon amongst the men, which really, but here's the catch. Once you have a code of conduct amongst the men, now you got to hold men accountable. And they don't want to do
Right.
that.
They ain't gonna do that. That's what DeAndre talking about. He said these niggas have no idea what a patriarch is, especially in Japan. And he always telling them stories like everybody's in order, like they pick for the best of the best, only the top person or group. And I made a analogy on Juan G's channel. It was like you have four elite leaders. Same concept, right? And it goes the same way, just like a secret society. They pick and choose what women they get. I think we just mentioned this many times. It's the same pecking order. And these dudes aren't understanding. It's, oh, we can control the women. No, 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 no. You got to pick the ones that's near your proximity. And that's the whole point of the patriarch, too. You can use the proximity effect effectively on the patriarch. You have no choice to pick that man as your husband. But see, a matriarchy, they both can be functional and they can both be dysfunctional. I think DeAndre's trying to tell me it was balanced, and I agree with him. Yeah, a lot of people don't talk about the plutocracy part of it. They can determine how you're gonna move around anyway. So again, like I agree with what you were saying on that point because a lot of these dudes need to do research on it because there's a lot of things countries do. And, you know, every country is different, just like time zones. I'll give you an example. Me and my dad was discussing about people, how they live time and the daylight saving time thing we was talking about. A lot of times the sun controls where you at. You know, you be over there 1 minute and then DeAndre's probably in nighttime and then we're going into nighttime and where you at, you know, it's different. But see, when you're on the GMT time that we're at in America, it's a little different, you know, and I understand now because we getting our sunlight in. And once it goes down, will be nighttime right there. But you
Yeah,
know, but that
and
daylight savings time is a man-made concept. I already knew that
it
since World
is.
War One.
And I think this needs to be a general. I like what I'm just looking at the chat room. Yes, I'm listening. That's it's on order. But look what Mike V put in the chat room. They are married to the social structure first. That is absolutely correct.
You're right. There
You
you
know what I mean?
go.
This is what
Social order.
even Cerulean said it a different way. He said that
Yeah,
women are nesters. I say it a different way. My version of that is that women are natural survivors, right?
it's
You
the
know,
same thing. Like
same
all
thing.
three of y'all have three different answers that is the same thing. And what
Yeah.
it is, you word it different. Mike V
Hmm.
words it different. Cerulean is more. classic with his. He's
Yeah.
methodical with it. All he does is talk through you and just say, I'll give you the point and out of there. But what you do, Jay Sean, is you give it to the average guys of my age and below to understand the meat of it. Because see, guys like Surin's a little older, he's more old school with it, you know, and I get it and I respect it. You know, a lot of people
Right.
can't handle him though. So
Right.
you, it's more
And
like, yeah.
and yeah, I just want to just finish up what Mike said about the
Go
social
ahead. Go
order.
ahead.
So the social structure is you didn't create it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how can she ever really be your woman? See, when you mentioned something earlier about small groups, being in small groups and having shit tight and having shit smaller makes more sense. If you look at the Sikhs, right, in the country, or you look at Ethiopians, you see what I'm saying? These are small, tight knit groups, and they stick together. All right, that way they can control their social order, even though they're inside of another nation. You know what I mean? Now there's going to be fallaways. That's just the risk you take. The same thing happened in Indians. Sometimes you see some of these honor killings these Indian men be doing because
Right.
their girls came to America, got caught up in this pop culture, and they started going crazy with horror culture. And now they, you know what I mean, and their daughter disgraced them, and they go around and they kill their daughter. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? And for the life of me, I can't understand that I can't understand why we don't understand this because
Mm-hmm.
it's observable. You know what I mean? It's not something that it's not. You just said that a nigga can't go down to Chinatown and can't see for himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can see it. You know what I mean? It's observable. It's like, okay, so if that's the fucking answer, so now we come back to the problem. We come back to the self-hate. We come back to the crab in the bucket mentality. We come back to, the you know, just being finished and and not really seeing ourselves as great. You know what I mean? And not seeing ourselves as important because it has to be that. Because if I saw myself as important, why wouldn't I mimic important behavior? Right? I would
Mm-hmm.
mimic it. But when you sit down, so when you look at our society, I just want to address men for a second because women are easy target because everything with them is visual. They walking around here with fucking 4-inch eyelashes and toucan Sam hairdos and looking crazy as cat shit. You can see they fucked up. It's visible. But with men, we have to wait till behavior, right, or certain decisions are made to see where a brother lie, where he stands. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I don't understand how as a man, just a man, not a great man, not a rich man, just a man, how you can be comfortable being up under somebody else's power. You know what I mean? Like, why are we not striving for that? Now, look, I'm not crazy. I know that we can't flip a switch and be in the Senate tomorrow, but it's got to start somewhere, sir. Abayo.
Yeah.
It's got to start sooner or later. You know what I mean? I'm saying what's wrong with the same. I was saying what was wrong with 2015. I'm gonna say the same thing now. What's wrong with 2021? What's wrong
Right.
with 2022? At some point, we got to say, all right, look, our great grandchildren, I need him in power. I need my grandchildren in power. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that's what when I see an Andrew Yang running for president, my stomach turns. Not because he's Chinese, but because they got the fucking balls of doing we don't.
Mm-hmm.
That bothers me. You know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers, his father was a peanut farmer. He out here running for president. Now he's starting parties and shit. Like
Yeah.
they not playing with power. You know what I mean? Power is not. These niggas want to talk about pussy all day. That's a 5-letter word that starts with a P. I care about the one that starts the 5-letter word that starts with a P called power. Because
Mm-hmm.
all your problems that you have as a man or whatever the case, we different men, right? We all got different
Mm-hmm.
issues, different things we care about, different things we complain about. But all those things flow from your lack of agency. All of them. Child support, women, job, pay, whatever. It all flows from your lack of agency and power because politics handles that. Politics correct those things. When your people are being done wrong, politics corrects that. You see what I'm saying? And we just don't understand. We just don't fucking get it. And I don't understand how you don't get it in the country. You should know like the back of your fucking head. You know what I mean? You were bred in this motherfucker. You know America better than anybody. I'm starting to realize we know America better than most white people do.
Yeah, we do.
You
I
know what I
hate
mean?
to
We
say
know
that.
this
We
motherfucker.
do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
It's kind
do.
of like that joke, man. That comedian, I forgot the comedian said that the average nigga know the court says, the laws You know, ain't like better than
Yeah,
anybody. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you do that, nigga. That's 3 to 10.
yeah. Right,
Oh,
right.
you did what, nigga? That's 4 to 7. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah,
know this bitch. We know this bitch America. We know her. So I'm trying to figure out like why the fuck niggas don't get it. This I'm not saying anything that's not universal. I'm looking at the world, fam, and you can't show me not one group on the planet that's operated the way we're operating, got them and got the power that way. You can't show it nowhere. You can't show the history. You can't show it anywhere on the planet. So cats are not operating in reality. And I'm just saying, like, yo, man, let's operate in reality, fam. Let's operate in reality. We can have different opinions, we can have different ideas, but let's keep that shit in reality though. Right?
right.
You know, it's not the Chronicles of Narnia, my
Yeah,
nigga. Racism don't exist. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out my face, you can say what you want, but they say different.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
They let you know.
They
Oh
I
yeah,
played
I
I
know.
played the video on TOP this weekend, and I played the white woman talking about her white children. She said white. But niggas is over here talking about well, it's just a color, it's just a construct. Nigga, she said white and she want to save her white children. She said it out of her fucking mouth. This is a run the mill white woman, who's out here fighting against so-called CRT, which doesn't exist. This is the mentality you're dealing with. So you can omit it all you want. You can
Right.
omit it all you want. But I mean, it is what it is. I see BMT in the house.
What's going on, BMT?
What's going on, everyone? What's going on?
What's up, brother?
I guess it's safe to come on the panel and have a structured conversation. It is safe to come up.
Oh, you was here yesterday, BMT? When it went left?
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, I
I
gotta go
don't
back and
listen.
listen to this now. I wasn't
Listen.
here. I
If
missed
I
it.
didn't have no love for Sir Obadiah, I would
Yeah,
have.
I know. I was just experimenting that day because we already had a good conversation earlier in the stream, and DeAndre led the charge, and after something, I'm just like, yeah, I already knew what it was going. But boy, Benny chased off that other guy from Canada. He wasn't listening to DeAndre and like the weed stuff, and I said, oh, okay, I know where this is going.
Right. That's why. That's why Jay Sean was like, "What are you talking about? BMT been talking about houses for like umpteen years." It's like there are brothers. Shout out to Jay Sean,
Yeah,
yourself.
I was like, yeah, we seen the videos, man. Yeah,
Like
it's like,
there are brothers
yeah,
that talk about this. Y'all just choose not to listen. But when they get old, when they fade away, or somebody else starts to pull them away, then y'all say, we don't have nothing. No,
Right.
it's like if you don't keep up the land, you lose the land. If you don't keep up maintenance of your vehicle depreciates and it goes to shit and it breaks down. These are things like you got to use what you have until you're ready to go get a better car. Use your point A to point B car. You know what I'm saying? Us three know this. You drive the point A to point B car, get to work, eight, what I'm saying, make your money and get a better car, what I'm saying, and then you move up the ladder. But this is not no hop, skip. And this is the thing about it. Like, I don't like when people say, well, back in the day, I'm like, listen, do you have that mindset like them? Are you like, are you busting a goddamn 5 o'clock in the morning? You go back inside the house at damn 5 o'clock. Hell, not in 5 o'clock. My granddaddy and my dad, they wouldn't come back inside until 10 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's 5 to 10 o'clock in the afternoon.
mm.
Like some people ain't built like that no more. So when you're trying to tell people like, hey man, like y'all need to start brazen up. That's why
Oh
I
man.
yeah, I'm heavily.
Hold on, hey BMT, hold on real quick, man. I just got to make an announcement, man. I'm so proud of my daughter. She's 18 years old. She just hit me up. Dad, you need me to pick anything up from the store? She on her way back from work.
Mhm.
She got her first job and shit, man. I'm so proud of this
But,
girl.
but see, that's the thing about it, Jason.
Hmm.
You see, I don't mind defending your daughter because she's a part of our tribe. You understand
Yeah,
me?
like the same,
Everybody,
vice versa.
right? So the thing about it that they're not getting what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about everybody ain't in the tribes. Everybody
Mm.
ain't kinfolk, damn sure ain't your kinfolk. But that if you go ahead and go watch Soccer Zulu, soccer was about that shit. Yo, my nation gonna outtake your nation. You may look like me, but you're not like me. And so we can have mutual beneficiary agreements, But when I be hearing certain stuff, like, hey man, like chill out. If I were to give you the 40 acres, what you gonna do with it? Well, we all need to be owners. Well, hold up, bro. Do you even have that mindset? I might not have that mindset. I just might just be happy just driving the tractor. Obadiah might be the guy that actually might want to go inside the office and say, hey man, like we'll rent out some of this land and flip the other part. Jay Sean might have some legacy stuff he might want to do. Well, hey, I want to put a few trailers on there for me, my daughter, and my family. We
Yeah.
all want to do some part of it, but there's different algorithms. Now, I don't agree with that gulag gang shit about we all need to merge with shit. It don't work. But everybody ain't trying to merge with your black ass.
Nah,
They
you got you can
definitely
work. You got to work with other people, man. But you got to take care of home. And I love how Asians move BMT because I work in when I worked in IT, they work with you. You know what I mean? We
yeah, they
work
work.
with each other, but they go back to their tribe. I tell you a quick story. There was a guy, Vietnamese cat, I used to work with, and we was putting a company together. It was three Vietnamese people, myself. So it was three black people and one white guy. It was seven of us, and I still have the company. I actually bought it from everybody because cats kind of fell away. We didn't fall through with it. But my point is, when we was doing our meetings, when we was having our meetings, meeting up, it always had to be on his turf. We tried to meet at Hops, he wasn't trying to hear it. We tried to meet at Fridays or something like that. Applebee's, he ain't trying to hear it. We always ended up in Little Vietnam Town, and there's a place in Fairfax, Virginia, called Seven Corners. And over there is little Laos, it's Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam folk. They put a little shopping center, a business center together. This is why I'm the way I am, because I've seen this. You know what I mean? So now we hanging out on his turf. We're in these little restaurants, like under a furniture store. You know what I mean? And we get served by Vietnamese women, and they treat him like a boss. You know what I mean? And this cat, now here's the funny thing about it. He lives in Columbia, Maryland. If you go look at a map and see what Columbia, Maryland is, and then you understand DC traffic, this is how loyal they are to each other. They stay within that tight group. He would drive past all those fucking restaurants in Maryland, in DC, Northern Virginia, to take his ass to Fairfax to go be with his people and spend money with his people. So he's out here making six figures with us, but he's spending it with his people. So he'll cooperate with us. He'll work with us. He would what's the word? He collaborate with us, but he's still with his people. You know what I mean? So I got so many examples of this. I know I talked about a Jewish situation when I was a boy. I got a lot of examples of this. I watched other groups work. Being in the Pentagon and working for the top Jones and watching how they stab each other in the back. But when they come on cold against other groups, it was phenomenal to watch. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with us? You can't get more conniving than a white male. I promise you.
I think
I
the thing,
promise you. I
the thing,
promise you can't. You
the
can't
thing
get more cunning and more devious than a white male, especially when it comes to some money. You can't. All
but
right.
see,
So watching these top generals and officers stab each other in the back and go for their piece of the pie, but then know how to get on cold with each other when it's time. It was a level of professionalism with this life shit. My grandfather always told me to be a professional in life. This is the fucking epitome of that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not even asking niggas to be that much on code. I'm like, can we just get a little bit on code?
well,
Just a
here's,
fucking little bit.
here's the thing about it this time. And like, I never banged against any man. Like, I've been told, well, you joined the white man's army. And I said, well, damn, you want me to be a shooter, a dope dealer, a 9 to 5 man? Like, I'm a product. Like Tupac said, America, I'm your child. Like, the fuck, I can't have the same things that my great fought for. You feel me?
Mhm.
Why can't I? Like, it's not like there's a fucking goddamn black general hospital in goddamn the black community. I can go working. It's not like there was all these shops and shit. I was there. I don't mind saying like, and I tell people this as jokingly. I said I'm a product of the '80s crack baby. You know what I'm saying? I was there when I've been there when we go back to my friend's house, whole house, door kicked in, SWAT team done busted it up. Yeah, I've been there for all of those damn shit. That shit scarred a lot of us. You know what we told each other? I remember one day we used to have full court basketball games, but then it turned to only three people playing. Why? But everybody was chalked out on the sidewalk. So after a while, you say, "Yo, man, I got to take what I can and leave." Like I don't judge. Like I'm like, don't forget where you came from. You feel me? I'm coming right behind you, babe. Don't forget where you come from. But always remember where we're trying to go. That's one thing my dad said. He said, sons, remember, you, you are hope. You don't forget that you're a black man amongst other men and that
Right.
they always watching you. When you go into that room, and all three, we've been there. We've been that singular one black man sitting in the office, sitting at a doggone meeting, and you know, like, damn, like, do I go for it or not? And so, it's a lot of pressure, but I don't make no excuses. I don't talk this anti-family shit. I don't hear other groups talking like that. Well, the white man, look how bad he got. Listen, fuck that. But she's still out there fucking and making babies and doing all that shit. Well,
Yeah.
in China, dude, miss me with that shit because they literally have family-oriented shit. That's why they didn't even want certain types of music and shit around their family setting because they know what it does. Like,
Yeah.
no, like as I said, y'all got to stop talking this anti shit about our doggone. Y'all, it's like y'all.
And it's no what in BMT, we got to stop this linear thought too, by the way, because
Yeah.
that's what linear thought is. We got this left right. This is European thought, right wrong, us them. You know what I mean? Left right. That's linear thought. We used to have a circular thought. They called it. You remember the Chinese took it and they called it the yin and the yang, but it's really an African concept where you can be mostly one thing, but a little bit of something, right? You can be mostly good and a little bit of bad. You can be mostly bad and a little bit of good. But
There
it's
can never
never
be
no one. No one is all one thing,
right. There's no
right? You
such
know what I
thing
mean?
as 100% of all.
Exactly.
It
So
has to be a
we
balance.
got caught in this linear thought, man, where it's like, so you have to talk against your own, right? You have to be on this side. So I can't be pro black and correct black people. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for correcting black people. I'm all for calling out the fuckery that goes on in the black community. But you're not going to tell me at the same time I got to be against my people too. I got to be all the way over there. You muted, boss. I can't hear you. BNT, you muted.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that.
Go ahead, bro.
It seems like if I'm a black man, right, and this is shit I see, and I'm gonna tell you why I get upset. If I'm a black man and I see something like some kind of buffoonery,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow. I'm gonna call it out, right? Oh, so you're against black people? No, I'm calling it out. Accountability call. It's an accountability check. But then if it's another thing where if something's happened, whoa, hey, y'all other men, y'all fall back. That's my woman to deal with. Oh, so you protecting the goddamn sisters? No, nigga. I'm literally
You all the way over here. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you are never going to listen. I'm telling y'all for any
Exactly.
cloud. You are never going to check another racist woman or children around their men. They will check you first. I will
Always.
never see y'all go up and go check Latina women. Them Mexican dudes will run up on your ass. Right.
Hello?
Yeah.
That nihilism.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that guy named Tomasi? What was his name?
Yeah. Talking about Rolo. Well,
yeah.
Cerulean told me that's not even his real name. That name was used before back in the day by these agents. So they trying to say he's an agent. I said, oh, and it's just yeah, pay attention. Like
Yeah,
the way
he's
he has a channel. Like I forget the name of the channel, but I know what he's talking about. I said, yeah, how can you be that? But you're full of shit. That's why I like mainstream manosphere.
Now, what I was gonna say about this cat is he's the one of those red pillars, manosphere dudes, white manosphere, right?
Yeah, I call them mainstream manosphere. They want to be on TV.
Okay, so but when Kevin Samuels checked the white girls on
he got
Fit, he didn't like that shit. He really did a live stream shitting on Kevin Samuels. That's a perfect example of what BMT's talking about.
Yeah, I agree with BMT's talking about, but dude is soft. He ain't gonna do nothing. But the ones that will actually do something, like he said, like they don't be online like that. Like I said, the ones with the money, you know what they do? They take your video shit down, right? Like I just with the copyright, they're swift with it. They ain't gonna argue with a nigga because they look at us as aggressive. You know, that's the real ones, not these fake ones that you see on the mainstream message. They fight each other like niggas too because their minds is not theirs. You know, it's a class thing, but race how they do us. If we want power, you know what they do? It's the cash, it's the money. Like if you play their game, it's just something about it. And people complain, he took my money. Well, that's part of the game. It's a chess game. You're playing chess with them. See, it's not checkers. Yeah, that's how they do it. They ain't gonna say nigga to you. No, they go for that jugular. They go for the money. They go for their pockets. You know. Yeah.
I had an older dude. I remember
you breaking up. BMT, you going in and out, boss.
I'm in the compound, damn compound roads, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
So one of the things about it was,
hey BMT, you keep going out. We keep hearing every few words.
He's on the road.
Yeah, he's borging bad. BMT, we can't. He can't hear us. Hey, BMT, can you hear us?
I can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
he can hear us. Go ahead, BMT.
Yeah, I'll come right back.
All right.
He keeps going out bad.
Yeah, he was driving on the road. I could tell when you drive, when you borging like that on the phone, like, you know, but I'm on my microphone right now, but, you know, trying to work with this thing, but, you know, I got different ones in here.
Yeah, I didn't want to play them and be like, yeah,
Nah.
Right,
yeah, I mean, sometimes, I mean, I use different things too. I have my own headsets through the microphone too, running it the same way, but, you know, I ain't trying to be all fancy like Kevin and I said, nah, I ain't trying to be on TV, because when you start seeing dynamic microphones from the newsroom, I already know it's a ploy. Same with Roller. And I said, oh my God, this motherfucker ain't talking about nothing. They ain't talking about nothing over there. That's why I don't pay attention.
But I just wanted to use that example to show, like, you know,
that's
like,
a good example. No, it's a good example. Yeah,
you can talk that shit, but you talk to the white girls in my presence. Hold up, man. You're a fraud. You know what I mean? Yeah, they start doing that shit. They start hating, because that's the natural position of guys, and I don't think you can sell that in the manosphere.
No, you can't. You can't.
But I'm just saying, you know what? Because these cats don't understand power dynamics.
Yeah,
they don't understand that Ghetto Gaggers is a hit.
Yeah,
we can't do nothing about it, you know, because women can do what they want to do, right? And you know, there's nothing we can do about it per se, you know. But
you know,
that's definitely a woman's issue. But I'm saying
though,
that's a
woman's issue. Even when you beat up on women, that goes for both of us too. Even though the black man, we're the main target because we're under the bus. But here's what we think: we don't respond to it because all he's doing is showing his hand. Now the elite white people look at him like that's a nigga to us because they're the original. I hate to say what Serena said this all the time. That's why I don't take them original Derek serious. You can't talk to them like us, like I said, like, you know, black people would say, hey, what's up? Like, you can't give him our lingo. And the problem with that is, like, with him, you got to treat him like shit and put him in his place. And you got to not cuss him out, but, you know, just really put him in his place because he's beneath you. But the ones you want to really compete against is the Bidens in the world, Trump's in the world. Just, you got to stay calm under pressure when the audience is against you. It's like what you did that night. I was impressed, but see, a lot of these fake conservatives cannot do that. You got to stay calm, man, especially on panels, man. That's what it teaches us. Yeah, it teaches us that way. Yeah, because white folks, they look for anything because all they do is just throw pop shots at you. But what I've learned is don't respond. Yeah,
I had to learn from my own lesson. One of my favorite scenes in a movie ever was that scene from Roadhouse, when Patrick Swayze was briefing his people, he fired those people who were doing dirt inside the bar. And then one guy was saying, when somebody get out of line, I want you to be nice. And if somebody does this, I want you to be nice. And then he said, so what do we do if somebody calls my mother a cocksucker? He was like, is she? Is she? You know what I mean? Are you gonna be cool until I tell you not to be cool? You know? And then we're gonna take them out. And we all gonna be cool. It's about being professional with it. I can beat your ass, but I don't have to be over emotional about it.
Right. That's my dad taught me that lesson too, growing up, like dealing with white folks that's racist and the ones that systematic. You kind of play along, but don't buy into their shit. You know, if they ask you, just say no. Just say no, especially in the South. And he taught me that very well growing up because that's how to deal with racism. Yeah, I put hands on when I was young. That was back in the day. But nowadays, when you get older, it's like, nah, you got to do business on some occasions. Just give them a certain look and they'll leave you alone. I had to learn that on the job, but that taught me something, how to deal with, especially on panels, you know, because I ain't with the bullshit. If you come with the weird conversation, you getting bounced. I won't treat you like you treat us. But see, I study what they do. That's a respect level we can have. You know, we can talk from a distance. Just don't come in my house with that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just like Mike said, in my experience, if you're on your purpose, black women don't interfere with your agenda. Facts. I agree with that.
and well, first of all, they can't. Not over here. You can't. Ain't no.
No.
You ain't fucking enough over here. I got a track record of handling shit.
Yeah.
That fuckery. I don't tolerate.
Oh
no
yeah. They don't come over here. They scared of my channel because I don't be playing that shit.
I'm talking
they
about
say
in real life.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
I'm talking about in real life.
Yeah,
You know
they don't.
See,
They don't
a
mess
lot
with.
of
They
this
don't
shit.
mess with.
Niggas be doing a lot of talking online. I'm talking about, how do you handle yourself in real life? That's what this shit's supposed to translate to. You know, it's kind of like Tampa Supreme said in the chat room. A lot of black men are just programmed to be powerless.
Facts. True.
You know what I mean? Be power across the board. I mean, I just don't allow nothing in my, you know what I mean? I don't allow fuckery in my life, period. You got to go. But part of me being able to tell somebody to go is one, having my own shit. Let's start there. Have your own shit. You got your own shit. You can tell a broad to bounce. You can't tell a broad to bounce from out of her shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's an oxymoron. Yeah, you can't do that. You gotta get out of
there.
You
can't be in her shit and tell her to get the fuck, hit the door. Nah, but in my house, oh no. You don't want to leave? I'll call the cops. Oh, you still don't want to leave? I put the snub nose in your face. You understand me?
Yeah.
Equality, bitch. This is my shit. And I'm not saying I'm a tyrant. No, I'm a very cool dude, man. I like people to be comfortable in my home. It's my house. Make yourself at home. But I'm talking about when respect has been, violated. Then you got to go. It's time for you to go. But you can do that when you have your own space. That's what I'm saying. All our problems stem from agency. That's an issue. That's a good example of agency right there. Do you even have your own space that you control? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So when I tell brothers to get to the purple, because I was one of the first cats out here, probably second to the Brain Trust that would talk about, stats from blackdemographics.com, right? And I had a term called "get to the purple," which was a certain income level. And and I'm like, this is where all our problems stem from, man. Get to this money, man. Don't play this emotional game with women. You're not going to win that shit. That's their territory. You're not going to win there. All right? Trust me. I don't give a fuck how big you are. That don't matter neither. You understand me? These chicks are out to get theirs. They handling their business. You need to handle yours. All right? That's what life is all about. They can cry and moan all that, but they get into some money. They get to some resources, and it might just be you. It is what it is. But this is the world we live in. So you got to take the world for how it is and move in the world how it is. You can't cry about it. You can't just wish upon a star and say, oh, man, it's not fair. The world should be different. Okay, I agree. But it's not. It's not, nigga. Once you affect change, start by changing your environment, making sure you have what you need in your environment. You control what you do in your environment. You know what I mean? These are just simple steps. And this is a simple focus that you need to have, especially if you're young. But maybe I don't know nothing. Maybe I'm talking crazy.
No, you speaking facts. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah. You got to be efficient, man. Like agency, I've been listening to, what's his name? DS1 talking about these dudes, about the spiritual aspect of it, because that's what we're suffering too, the internal stuff. And then before you do the external, that's how you get your mind right, for one, because then there you are. And then you see people be saying in the rap songs and the craziness where he's from Brooklyn too. Yeah. And he's been going after Mal Mannerman's head all day long, and it's subliminal. When I first subscribed to him, but see, Kuda asked me about, he was bragging about, dude, like they don't even respect this guy, and I said, let me check his channel out. And then he had a string called "Capping is Life," and shouts out to Fasten for that. And the reason he did that stream, and then he talked about, and I mentioned the big homie, I'm talking about, Avatar X. And yeah. He said, shout out to Sir Obadiah. He said my name right in the check. He knew who I was. And after that point, I realized I was laughing what he was saying, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And because I'll be over at Kuda's a lot, and he said the same thing about agencies, but he's been on the tear since for months and months talking about, dude, because I already knew the fallout was there, and Dre saw it, and I saw it. when I was subscribing to him. Every stream he did, and I was like, okay, they got this chart now from Dr. Hallman, Father's Time. And then they saying the same thing. They all got it from BGS and y'all. And then that's what they really got it from in Cerulean, about the agency thing. And then they had this thing, but these niggas got emotional, like they said the same thing about the 10 life values, the whole thing. And Ronan was supporting it too. But that proves my point that right there is important. He said system, order, and structure. That's what we got to have. And to do that, you got to practice it every day. And then next thing you know, you go out here and you, like you said, apply it. Because a lot of dudes, they too busy loving conflict. They just love conflict. It's an addiction. And, and when you're programmed like that, the women feed off that. And I try to tell them, like, you can't change them if you don't change yourself first. And once you do that, then they'll come around. That's how that works. It's just common sense. A lot of times women on the other coasts feed off of what men do, even theirs. But if we're right, people gonna be latch on. I mean, the bad stuff we shouldn't, that's bad. And you're fucking up everybody else's shit. You know what I mean? Because you fuck up their culture and then there you're to blame. You know what I mean? Because we are the enhancers of all cultures. We agree. But our problem is if we're right, a lot of people are gonna hate on us. We gotta take the hate. Let's take it.
Why care?
And why care? And then we're just helping ourselves, but eventually you're helping someone else end of the day. Because I'm over here influencing people with my certain streams that I do, certain videos I used to have. I'm helping somebody. And I think Cerulean's nephew, Black, he was on a panel and we were supposed to take it off air with Rashawn's, and Rashawn said, no, let it on. But I stepped away. And he dubbed my nickname me the voice because he be listening to what I be saying on these panels with Cerulean and Dre when we was talking about certain knowledge, and he's in his 30s, right? And he said his kids changed his life, and I appreciate it. I shouted him out in a self live stream, and I told him, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing content, man. Like, that right there is words of encouragement for him, and saying, it just inspired him to do something in real life, be a public speaker and help someone else about these problems, Yeah. I ain't got no problem with Cerulean. I mean, I've always been cool with him since this year. And I was at a Sonic, right? They was arguing about the same thing by agency for the boys.
You was at a Sonic?
Yeah, I was at a Sonic across the street from the Publix.
I ain't been one of those in so long.
Yeah,
damn,
long
man.
Time. Yeah.
You know how much shit I ain't had in the last 3 years since I've been over this bitch?
Yeah. Yeah. But then the funny thing was, I was listening to him and Cerulean going at it about the boys. He said, Cerulean, I love you. This is Charles. Like, he said something, and I started dying. And he said, but we're going to talk about this later. But they had like a panel, but I was in the chat, and I'll never forget that day. And that's the first time I've heard of him. I said, Gray. I said, oh, this guy. Okay. And it was a little Falkner initiative, but they call it the initiative now. But, yeah. Cerulean, his little regime, shouts out to him again. And Charles came through here once. So, yeah. And then I met Dre over at Kuda's. We had that long live stream when Kuda's internet fucked up, and it was called Credit. If you watch that stream, it was actually 12 hours, and he dubbed it to 11 hours. So, yeah, we had a long conversation, and that's how I met Dre. We talked about different topics. Yeah, we got away from the feminism topic, but we talked about sports. We talked about the history of, I think, boxing with Ray Robinson. I had a long hours. Talked a little bit about video games and all that stuff, but he came around later. Dre came later when he came to my channel because I knew he had a channel, but I said, man, his channel is nice. I was like, man, he should have had some subscribers, but he talks about real stuff, and he had this little news thing and things going on. But he come around, I think the first stream we did for 5 hours. It was good. But then we did an after stream over at Wacky's. It was about men don't like correction. It's in my heavy hitters playlist. And I had Soul and Black on here. And that lasted for like 7 hours, because the first hours Rashawn was on here, then he had to dip. And that lasted for 7 hours. That was one of my favorite streams too. So yeah, I do streams like that sometimes. If the conversation is great like this and a build, I just let y'all speak. That's what I want. And then you can have these problems, especially in the wintertime, if you ain't got nothing else to do, I just put it out there. So
yeah, I'm gonna have time this winter. Financially, where I'm positioned right now is so sweet, but it gets cold and snowy over here. So I'm gonna just chill out, let my money do what it does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out every now and then, drive over to a different country and on a
Right.
weekend or something. But
Yeah.
I got time. Plus, we still on telework status, man, for the most part. So
Yeah.
my organization is cool as fuck. I'm at home, been at home all day. I'm on telework right now. I'm about
Yeah.
to shut down. It's almost 6 o'clock. So I'm about to shut all this
Yeah.
shit down. This Teams down, this Outlook down. So I got time to be online. Because of those two factors, man. It's cold as
Yeah.
fuck, not much to do, and then on top of
Yeah.
that, I get to telework a lot. So I get to hop on and talk my shit, man. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad you started to do live streams, sir. Bio. I'm glad
But
you're doing your
yeah, I
thing, man.
started it was in April, but when I first started, it was self live streams, and then I did this. And what prompted me
Yeah,
to do it, I could have did it last year, but I was so focused on the election with Biden and
yeah.
Trump, and we got
And
derailed on that. So I
and
was studying.
you got a good cross section too, because these are people that's in your chat room. It's not normally people who gather together. You know what I mean? You got Mike
No.
V from the Black Brain Trust world. You're gonna have
Yeah,
third water. You know what I mean?
I got Third Ward. Yeah,
From all
he's
over the
his
place.
own
Yeah,
was and I had
yeah.
Kuda come here a few times. I
And you
got
got
well,
Cerulean
actually the
coming
former
through. Yeah,
the former Black Order. Yeah, it's the former
yeah.
Black Order. It's kind of like from Art of New Styles section
I'm so
BGS
happy
people.
people
Yeah,
don't. I'm so happy people don't associate me with that shit no more.
yeah, I know.
I don't really
You
get
young
associated
man.
with that.
Nah, what it
I
is
get
like you have
omitted.
different association. You have I hate to say B1 them. It's you're everywhere really. It's not like you're not in no group like that. You your own
Yeah,
merit. It's like
yeah, I
Cerulean.
bounce too.
He has his regime. Yes, he
Yeah,
was a part of Black Order, but once y'all left, and when he told me that story, y'all have your own thing. Well, see, my audience is diverse before I had y'all. Like, they love my pre-records. Like, I come
right.
from different communities of the conscious community, the Hebrew Israelite community with me and Wacky. We have our own little lane, but eventually when people like our stuff, I get different people. You know what I'm saying? In different conversations. I had Underrated Darkness. I had a lot of people that come through. Soul and
Yeah.
Black, you know?
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
weird because you're right. People kind of see me as my own because I roll with DeAndre and Cerulean. Those my brothers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But everybody kind of see me on school, which is kind of cool. But that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to
Yeah,
I'm
a
standing
lot
my
of
own
people don't want to
spin.
hit the link on my panels because every time they see Cerulean, they freeze up. Now it was Dre. They rather be spun by Dre. I agree with him. Yes, before I told Cerulean before you came, it was Dre and me. It was Rashawn and me for a while, and DS1 and Wacky and she were here. But now since DeAndre came through from
Yeah,
months ago, he started coming around. Okay,
and
that was a sign.
Wacky's from another, sector. So
Yeah, I'm part of that
yeah,
sector with him too. So we
yeah,
cool. You anytime you see me over here on his channel on panels, it's
mhm,
consistent. He comes over here too because he's a regular. He's my day
yeah.
ones. I tell people that all the time. It wasn't Third Ward. Third Ward came
Yeah,
later.
look, I agree with Mike V, Renaissance and MOT and
Yeah,
and a lot of other brothers in the space. Man, we got to push these weirdos out, or at least put them in a corner because they're not healthy for the discourse. A lot of them
yeah.
they do too much trolling. They're pushing a lot of
I tell you
disinformation.
this. I tell you this. Cerulean and DeAndre is working on that, and they send me some sensitive information to me and everybody else. And I think they sent one to Gino, but Gino and Big J is so fucking hard. They messing with those individuals, like women and men. But this
Mhm.
problem, that incel problem, I hate to say this,
Yeah,
Cerulean said that problem for years, and they blame Obsidian for that. And me, I
yeah,
co-signed
he
that
did. He
too.
did bring a lot of
He
these
did,
fuckers
yeah.
in the
He brought,
space. Yeah,
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 and that's what her and I, the guys you just mentioned. Yeah, we're doing the same thing over here. And if they ever ask, I tell them, no, I got Cerulean and DeAndre for that. They gave me that sensitive
and that's why
information.
I give O'Shea some props because when
Yeah,
O'Shea was changing his platform, and a lot of people that came in through his platform when he was doing his rumbles and you know what I
right.
mean. He went at him one day.
Yeah,
He was getting his kids out the street. He cussing them out left and
yeah.
right. You know,
I'm not
you know what I
big. I'm not big on him though. But I
mean?
say this: Oblivion. I cannot stand like him over Bernard. I just can't stand them
Yeah,
niggas, man. Like that's
yeah.
the problem right there. I don't like that side
And
of the spirit
you
like
know what
that. I
though,
just don't.
Obsidian is definitely. Look, I'll say his name because me and Obsidian know each other.
Yeah,
Obsidian brought a lot of fucking bullshit into the space. But I'll tell you one thing about Obsidian that I won't give him credit for. I'll just acknowledge. He's been honest about it. He does this shit for money.
yeah.
You know,
That I'll give him that right there. I will say
he's been straight up
yes.
about the bullshit. You know what I mean? He do, you know?
I just don't like the flipping and the flop. Dude, you're no better than malmannered man and them.
Yeah.
See, the reason I don't go after Angry Man because I treat him like Tommy. You know what I do? I don't acknowledge them. You know, see, they're emotional. And I've learned this from myself. And I'm glad, Dre, we figured it out. These dudes is so goddamn sensitive. They can't handle the trolling because look, once you step outside of your shit, you don't know how to destroy them. You know what I mean? I put them in check. I put certain trolls in check too. Like when I had pre-records, they get blocked. You know, if they say something racist towards me when I do those videos, it's a challenge, man. When I had to switch up my content with this second channel right here, the whole purpose of it is based off what I'm doing now. So I had to come back into these certain spaces. I said, look, this has got to be different. You can't have fuckery all day long and talk about political stuff. I said, no, I do the research. That's why I did those conservatism streams twice, and I had to do it 2 times. And then SKC was on both of those. And as soon as Ism came through, he ran him off the panel, and you know, of course, Nagone, but actually he ran off SKC off the panel. So you know, and so that was a whole nother story right there. If you case one, oh, not a problem. I am listening, but yeah, I try to do these and be fair. But me and DeAndre, we just be chilling over here and talk about the future of these boys and the BMT come around here. Another guy from other areas. I get different people. I look at who's in my analytics. It's mainly the BGS and lead attorney crowd and a combination of Ty City. You know, Ty City's been over here multiple times in the chat. He's been on my panel once. So him, yeah, I'm in the right direction. So, you know, but once I got Cerulean, man, oh, they mad at me. Oh, they mad at me.
I should have to do it. Make it off. I get off, okay? All right. No, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I got you,
Yeah,
boss.
good. Yeah. Yeah, they mad at Cerulean because every time, see, they ain't like what he did to SKC. And that's why SKC come around. I told Third, well, you already know why. Cerulean. Y'all can't handle him.
Like I said, I got all winter, man. I got more, you know, I want to say and do. And it's gonna be fun, man. But this needs to happen.
Gonna be fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it needs to happen.
Because like I said, we're grown men, and this immature nonsense, and it's really what it is. It's immaturity.
Yeah, it is.
It's, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because for you to even walk up to a microphone and say something that you haven't verified yourself, that's a lack of maturity. A grown-up doesn't do that. All right. Grown-ups go check information out. It's one thing if you're on a panel shooting shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and y'all just talking, if it's a gossip panel, whatever, that's different. But I'm talking about when y'all niggas is out here acting like this is facts.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. I can't
y'all talking about y'all talking politics and you know, politics is about power.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how you even enter into a power discussion as a powerless grifter. You know, you're not attached to nothing. You know what I mean? But some white man's anus. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. It's crazy to me that motherfuckers to set themselves up that way. It doesn't make any sense. Because for instance, I can sit here and tell you one thing I like about Trump. When Trump was in office, I agreed with his immigration policy. Yep, I did.
That right there, I really kind of agreed. Even though his policy, that wall stuff now, that I can co-sign. The other shit I can't, but that right there, yes, because
the wall shit was a little too much. I'm talking about the how he went about, you know, systematically. He let ICE loose, and you know, I agree.
Yeah,
you know why?
yeah,
Because
that right there.
and the reason why I was with it is not because I have anything against the illegals. It's because of what my people needed. It benefited my people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I am listening. Said, well, I'm listening. He's got all winter. Don't worry. And then I think Kuda told me this. And Kuda told me the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna make my bones this winter, but this month is kind of light because I don't usually stream periodically like that. I schedule my shit whenever, you know, and I try to keep it right. But next month, I'm gonna go in on certain topics because I got away from my Black History streams for a reason, because I know it don't get much views, but the playbacks, and that's cool. And I told DeAndre, just don't worry about it. I got all day this winter because I know people's gonna be in the house. So
and you know what? And there's nothing wrong with being a quote unquote Black conservative. Mike Steele's a Black conservative, right?
Yeah.
You know, my issue is not with being on the conservative spectrum and voting Republican traditionally and all that. That's not what this is about. Yeah. This is about fucking coons and liars. This is what this is about. Lying ass niggas and coons. This is what this is about. All right. This is about incel ass, lying ass, coon ass, bitch made niggas. That's what this is about. Okay, and then the lack of respect that they bring into the space. They didn't build this space. You understand me? And that's what I'm trying to say. As men, we have to assert authority. Now, for those who are new, I get you probably don't get what I'm talking about, but those of us who have been around since 2015, 2016, in this space specifically, oh, we have the right. We have the absolute right. Mike V is one of them people. We've been around forever. You didn't build this space. You don't come into space and then on top of that be disrespectful. We're going to show you what manhood is about. Because you could have said everything you said and talked about whatever you want to talk about, and you could have been respectful about it. But the niggas want to be disrespectful. All right. So they want to push lies and cooning and all that bullshit and then be disrespectful on top of that. That ain't gonna fly. Enough of that. That's just out of here. You know what I mean? So that's just gotta get checked. And I'm in complete agreement with the MOT and Renaissance and DC and all those brothers. I'm in complete agreement with them. They gotta go. All right. They gotta be curbed.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I mean? Without DC, no remorse.
Yeah. I think DC Codebreaker said it in the stream once. The Codebreak, shouts out to them, and he came through. And I said, yeah, man, like him, Cerulean, and DeAndre, we said the same thing all the time on this channel. And I said like this, they need to go. And the information that he sent me that was sensitive, and he gave it out to the ones that need to hear, and Mike V and whatever. He gave me the extra information about the Asian part of them too. Yeah. I'm not going to let them throw me on the bus. That's why I'm fall back for certain channels and I just let them have it. And then my issue with Kuda using the M, if he wants to go on the other side of entertainment, I told him this: Gully TV in that lane, those guys, what they do is it's big money in that, because you can't just use the manosphere. I don't want to say it's not dead, but in a way, I know me and John, we got to kind of rebuild it again, and it's been tainted. That goes from both sides, and we need to do something that matters, because it's bad enough the women is laughing at us right now because we're not being men. So especially black men, we got to do it first. Once we do that, we can have a different space. Well, this is it. I don't know what it is, what me and Cerulean and DeAndre is doing. I think Jakuda was doing. I told him, well, it's kind of like you want these conversations, you want to balance it out and just produce it. See, what I do is I get the message out. And then this is what Soul and Black wanted. He wanted that action. And he said that over at Wackies many times. He tried that shit. But it's up to us and our generation. I think the general said this. The general said this very clearly. You're responsible for the action of your own generation. So what we're doing now, this is it. Now, podcasting, that's a small part. That's the media. Then the other part, you got to actually produce it. And then there you are. And you got to have our image and our agency. It matters. Now, DS1 does with the values, with the spiritual stuff, with Dr. Holman.
Don't forget, For the Record TV, man.
For the Record TV.
Topaz and Third Ward and
that's
my brother Brandon L. Brandon L is conservative. But I'm going to tell you something about Brandon L. Brandon's not disrespectful.
He's good. He's cool with me. He's cool with me.
So me and that brother have disagreed in the past, but there's no disrespect between us because he's not disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's my point I'm trying to make. You can have differences of opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get along with Brandon. Me and Brandon, we're cool. We have some of the leanings too. I'm more moderate and lean towards the right. I'm more center right in a way, but I understand what a real conservative does. Now, me and Mr. Research, I don't really agree everything he says. He just kind of panders to those guys, though.
Let me address my brother, Era. What's up, Era? That's my brother right there too, by the way. Era Black TV is a homie. The reason why this has to be done, because I sat back long enough. You know what I mean? I felt the kind of same way you felt about a year ago. You know what I mean? But when we talking about shit that matters to us as men, we're talking about political discourse. There is a disinformation campaign that's attached to it. It's not just about who they are, or how they act. It's not just about that. It's about the disinformation as well. And that shit is proliferating in the space where we can't even have real conversations and real debates in this space as men. If you build a space out, you have the responsibility, and you say, you know what? I'm going to take the responsibility to make sure there's some fucking reality in this space. We already have enough differences between us as men. You know what I mean? We already have enough different competing ideas, but to have disinformation just proliferating in a space is very unhealthy, and it has to be called. It has to be checked. There's no way around it at this point. You know what I mean? Because that shit is just out of control. You got young people listening to us. You got people outside of the space listening to us, and also this space is a representation of us as well. You know what I mean? So I take value in that, and I think it's worth. I think it's worth the effort to body these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Especially when we have so much consensus amongst different brothers. There's so many brothers who have different backgrounds right now who are in complete agreement on this. All right. We're in complete agreement on this. There's brothers from different channels and other spaces and other sectors of this space that usually don't get along or don't agree with each other or don't even gather with each other. But we agree on this. So you take advantage of that. That's called timing. The time is now. The time is now for everybody to come together. So you know what?
Peace, Arab
The
Black.
sideline is
Yeah,
bullshit. Yeah. The
yeah,
sideline is bullshit. It's time to
yeah.
sideline.
Yeah, Arab Black's cool. I be seeing him over at Kudas a lot, and we talked on the panel over at Anti's.
Arab Black has been in this space for a while too, man.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. Yeah, I've
been
talked to him on Kudas a few times. He's a good dude. He's an excellent dude. Yeah. I've been in the space. I would say 08 when I was watching Sergeant Willie P. I had a different channel then.
Oh yeah,
I've been around a long time. Yeah.
We call that 1.0, but 2.0 is really when this space grew. But a lot of it had to do with technology too. See, before it was just uploads and all that, and then we had Blog Talk Radio.
Pre-records.
Blog Talk Radio is really what kicked it off. If you go to Obsidian's Blog Talk Radio, and it's still up.
Yeah, I remember his Blog Talk Radio.
Mm-hmm. And you go to his first, 5 to 6 video broadcasts. I'm on there. That's where I met Angry Man on Obsidian's channel. But when Obsidian started bringing on white supremacists, I was out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's my issue with him. He's still on that tip, and that's why I don't like his boy Bernard. And the reason I don't like him, he's full of shit too. Here's my thing about the master. We don't need niggas like that. That's the problem. That's why you got your SKCs in the world, your Davis, because we don't know if he's black or not. You know what I'm saying? He ain't cammed up. I'm being honest.
A lot of niggas in the chat room, we don't know if they're black. That's what
I'm saying. See, I cam up, and y'all know I'm black because y'all can see my self live streams and prove to you and how
these niggas don't have pictures, nothing. We don't know who they are,
man.
We don't know who they. It could be white boys, but we know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm very careful talking to these dudes as a black person. You know why? Because they have a white mindset, just like SKC. Even though if he is black and has a white mindset, I can't treat him like a nigga. I gotta treat him like a white person, like from the suburbs. Now, I grew up in the hood too, and then moved to the suburbs. But I had to understand I'm still black end of the day because the people in the hood will acknowledge me who I am. They say, "No, you from this hood where your dad grew up in the projects. You can't forget what you come from." That's that saying. You, as a black person, you know better than that. See, I can't do what he did. Grew up in the suburbs like that. I didn't grow up like that. No, I grew up in the hood too, and then moved at the age of 6 in the suburbs where I come from, and it was different. And I tell people all the time, I don't lose my blackness like that. I'm sorry, because I got family that grew up in the projects in the hood in certain rural areas in the South, and I'm always being acknowledged. They acknowledge where you come from, so you can't forget your people and throw them away. See, they on that type of time. He said, well, we got to throw them away. You know, I'm a scorched earth type guy in certain situations, but not your own shit. Come on, man. Yeah, not your own shit.
You see that shit Mike V put in the chat room?
Yeah. He wants to defeat black women, but sells lace fronts and weave to them and make it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I can't fuck with dude like that, man. Like it's a lot of dudes like that, and he's the main one. You debating the guy on creationism? That's a stupid ass debate to me with him and Bernard. That's the most stupidest ass debate I've ever seen in my life. It's ridiculous, man. It's retarded to me. But to me, I don't watch it like that. I mean, shouts to the brother X. I mean, he's cool.
Since when did black people start arguing about creationism and all that?
It's retarded, man. Like black people don't believe in that. Most black people believe in spirituality. Yeah, we believe in politics, religion, and everything else. Not all of us can be real atheists either. Atheists that's they shit. And they stupid as hell. They don't know nothing about no scripture. They dumb as hell. They'll get destroyed by a Masonic theologian. In the churches, they'll body them dudes. I'm trying to tell Kuda, they're idiots. I'm sorry, y'all ain't been enough around white people like I have. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's got like that. It's this. The evidence is clear. There is a higher power. The argument is, what's religion? So, I consider myself not to be religious, but I do recognize there's a higher power. Let me tell you how I know there's a higher power, right? Because there's rules to this shit. There's rules to the shit. So one day I was walking with my daughter, and she was too young to remember this, but she was like 4 years old, maybe 5, right? and she was just learning her shapes and stuff, and rectangles and circles and stuff like that. And she asked me a simple question, and I couldn't answer that shit, Sir Bio. I
Mhm.
couldn't answer the question. She asked me, "Why is the sun round?" And I said, "Because it's round." But why is it not like? Why is it round though, Dad? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a fucking simple question, but it was a deep question.
Yeah, it's a deep
Yeah,
question.
and I couldn't answer it. I'm like, man, because it's round. Get your ass in the car. I couldn't answer the fucking
Yeah.
question. I
Yeah.
got
I would
frustrated with
I
her.
would
Yeah,
say like, yeah, it's round, but you have to understand it's made with fire. Think
yeah.
about it.
But here's the thing. But there's rules. It's math,
Yeah.
right? Why things are spheres. Why things go in circles, right? Why the moon
Right,
is round.
right.
Why the
There
earth
you
is
go.
round. This is universal math. This is math that we don't understand why it's in place. So that means there is a higher power, and it is intelligent, right? But we just don't know what it is. You know what I mean? To the extent, you know what I'm saying? We never met that entity. We
I
just
would
know it
say like
exists.
this: the naked eye won't let us see the true sphere. Even if you go out of space, where I tell people it's a sphere, you wouldn't understand it, and most of it could be water. You don't even know those
Yeah,
things in the black hole. Those angels, I tell people, you
yeah,
wouldn't even understand what they do. Yeah, they have a job to do, but it's all spiritual. But
yeah,
actually, in flesh, is spiritual as well, because you can die and be reincarnated or resurrected. It's I believe in those two things. They do exist. The old scriptures of the Torah, I try to tell people all the time. The reason I don't teach that stuff on this channel like I used to in the day is because they wouldn't understand. A lot of it's
yeah.
metaphors, numerical stuff, and it don't mean what it says. It means exactly
It's
what it
all
says.
math. Yeah,
It's
it's
all
math.
math, and a lot
It's
of it's
math. Yeah.
mathematical and spiritual.
Mhm.
But you got to understand:
It's
are
all
you
the
living
same.
that lifestyle?
And I,
Yeah,
and I, and I think math and science. I think there's three areas, and that's actually in our curriculum, and it's
right,
all it's the three pillars of spirituality.
right. There you
You
go.
have math, right, which is the universal, law of the world of the universe. Math is math, right? Doesn't change. One and one is equals two, right? Then
Hmm.
you have science. Science is the want to understand things, right? To experiment, to discover, to explore. That's science. And then you have history. History is knowing your past. That's also knowing your family, your bloodline, right? That's all your history. All that you when you combine all three of those, to me, that is spirituality when you combine that. But I think we got away from knowledge being part of spirituality to spirituality being mostly tied to emotion.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what churches have done. They made it emotional. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
knowledge based. You know what I mean? And
Too much
you know,
emotionalism. Yeah.
yeah, so much emotionalism and entertainment. It's not tied to anything higher thought. That's why you have a lot of people out here claiming religions, but they walk on all fours. They're not upright people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So and that's how I look at spirituality. Everything to me has to be knowledge based, and I don't fight with math. That question my daughter asked me was real. There's a reason why that shit's round and holding itself together. And when you look at the elements of the universe, carbon, hydrogen, helium, all that stuff, it exists in every planet on the planet. It exists in every, rock, but it's just a range difference. It's a different arithmetic. You know what I mean? The human composition is a different arithmetic of the same elements that exist in animals and exist in plants. You know what I mean? It's just a different arithmetic. This
Right.
this 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 why I say math is universal, and there is an intelligence to it. But we have dogma running rampant in on Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Too
Where,
much
where
dogma.
yeah,
Yeah.
where everybody's projecting their bullshit onto what they think spirituality is or what it is. Now that's just my opinion.
Right.
I could be wrong. There's motherfuckers in the chat room like, what the fuck is Jay Sean talking about? Hey, I'm just expressing what I think. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't tell me you've been past the fucking moon. Neither, nigga. So you know what I mean? So, what are you really arguing with me about?
Right.
What do
Right.
all we could do was visible to us. And what I love what our ancestors did, especially when you look at the Giza Plateau, how it's tied to astrology. These are people who studied the sky. These are people who were looking for more information. They were looking for more knowledge. You know what I mean? And so one thing about exploring the stars, I agree with, but that shit takes science. It takes math. You see what I'm saying? You can't get away from it. It all comes back to you don't have the ability to do it without dealing with science and math, right? And you're not going to make the same mistakes that someone made before. Why? Because you're dealing with history. You see how I just did that?
Yeah.
How three of those things tie together? So you know I think there's emotional shit that we got with that got with religion right now. A lot of people are calling that spirituality, and I don't think that's spirituality, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's usually the way it is, man. Like, I'm not even worried. Like, people have their own beliefs, and I'm not trying to force on nobody. But the good thing
Yeah,
is, you can have conversations like that. Politics is just mild. People don't get offended. It's just how you get away from the ideologies and actually teach them something, they freeze up. And that's why when people say you can't talk about, no, you can. There's a certain way. Just be respectful. You can't get emotional.
yeah.
That's what me and
You see
War
Nino's
Master agreed. Mhm.
you see Nino's remarks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I already know about that. Yeah, but if you want to get technical, More Science Temple created all that shit from Noble
Mhm.
Drew Ali. If you know the history of it,
And what does that say
but
about us as black people? Because I think we're the ones when we started getting enlightened, even though it was 100 years after slavery. Once we started getting enlightened, we were the ones saying, "Do the knowledge."
yeah,
We were taking the emotionalism out of, you know what I mean, out of religion. Do the knowledge.
yeah,
Do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. That's all I heard coming up in the streets of New York as a kid.
hmm
Do the knowledge. You know, you do the knowledge. What's the math, son? You know what I mean? What's today's, you know what I mean? Do the knowledge. Now, you can disagree with some of the practices of said religions or sub religions, whatever, but just the mentality of saying, you know what? Let's get away from the emotionalism of things and let's learn. Let's get knowledge. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's get that will put you on the path to want to to do something with, scientifical. You know what I mean? You want to figure things out. This is how you get inventions. This is how you get innovation, right? And we leave this
hmm
to such a small pool of people to do, when truth be told, if we were all operating in it, the society would be better for it. We'll be more knowledgeable people. When you couldn't run around here pushing bullshit lies. Niggas don't even ask basic questions. Anybody can get on a panel right now and say anything, and niggas nod their head. They don't even just ask a question like, Sir Bible, how does he know? You know what I mean? That's a
yeah,
simple question. When
yeah,
somebody's talking to me, the first question that comes to my mind is, okay, well, how does the nigga know? You know what I'm saying?
hmm
How does this motherfucker know? Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, this motherfucker, somebody talking about passport, this and this, that, and they never been out of the country. How the fuck do they know?
yeah,
But they still listen to him and spend money and waste time. That's also the other side of it. There's people
yeah,
who push the emotionalism, but there's people who catch the emotionalism and ride off emotional bullshit and don't
yeah,
think past the emotion. I like this guy, or I like how he's talking. But the motherfucker, when you really think about it, he has no substance. He ain't done nothing.
yeah. It's just like I said on my last stream on the Madness Friday Special Madness. I said praising their idols. That's all it is. A bunch of idol worshippers in real life people,
Mhm.
making them as their idols. And like these niggas are in denial, their dereliction in the space. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Susan said. He said the same thing, and then Dre tried to tell him, stop saving these damn niggas. I'm the same way too with Dre on that point. That we agree on. Yeah, I stopped saving niggas a long time ago, back in 2012. While I was in that another sector group of brothers that was trying to do something similar to the sphere, and them niggas was so hard headed. And I see the same thing going on in these newer spaces. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, y'all talking about females again? That's already been beat up by Sergeant Willie Pete and Soul and Black, and everybody's done talked about it. Wacky done heard the stories, and they're tired of it. Even last year, then they try to use Trump for politics behind it. I'm like, no, no, bro, no, no. Y'all sound like these low rent rednecks in
Yeah.
the so-called white manosphere and mainstream manosphere, but the elite white people don't care about none of y'all. Even us, they use us as bait. I'm just gonna say it right now. They use us as cannon fire, a weapon. And as soon as something happens to us, I don't know what happened to him. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. That's how they think. That's how they think, man.
Yeah,
That's how they
pretty
think, man.
much. Pretty much.
And it's true. And it's
Yeah.
true. And then we're all saying the same thing, but I'm looking at it as totality. They still don't give a fuck. And these niggas that haven't learned, man. That nigga wake up call is real, man.
Yeah, it is.
But when I saw BMT, what they did to him and his kids, man, that's fucked up. And I'm glad he stood on it. And I was there in the chat
Hold up,
supporting
what they
him.
do to his kids?
No, they was talking foul about him. These white he had on his panel. He made a mistake, and I think DeAndre called it out. Yeah, and he had the wake up call, but it was no hate on BMT. You live and you learn. Like, those not your friends. You still black in the end of the day. Just even online, offline, and how you deal with them. You deal with some of your people because they have white mindsets. But I had to learn that last year.
That's why I
Why
said
they
cut
think
them
like that?
their
Yeah,
heads
man.
off quick, man. I'm a
Yeah,
tyrant when it comes to them. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck you want, man? You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Fuck you want.
Peckerwood. I'm like a 70s nigga. What you want,
Yeah.
Peckerwood? I mean,
What you want?
Yeah, what you want,
I ask the
honky?
question. I say, what are you doing here on this panel? I like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah.
Boom, lick.
What you doing around here, you Redwood? What you doing? Hey, I'll be, fuck you. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
don't need
I'm
no.
on that type of time. I said, don't
This is
put your
supposed to
hands
be a
on me.
space for black men. That's how I'm on it, man. All right,
Yeah,
all right. What are you doing around here? Well,
yeah,
you don't have none of your friends. You've been rejected from your own community. Oh, okay, too bad. You know what I mean? That's how I'm on it. You can listen from the clouds. It's a free platform. All
yeah.
right, but you don't come here to speak. We speak.
We
All right.
speak. And
Yeah.
I told him, you just give me a dislike and move on about your business. Just go on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. You know what? And,
Not
to,
that
and
hard.
to be fair, I wouldn't think I can go to a Jared Taylor podcast and take the shit over. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
I don't think I can go to a White Manosphere channel and just Bogart and take it over. I don't think I can do that. You know what I mean? Just out of it's not even about having respect for them, just being a respectful person. I
Yeah.
don't think I can walk in somebody else's house, right? And just start moving shit around. You know? So what the fuck makes them think they can come over here and and premiere? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
I can't be around that shit. If I'm around, that's what I'm saying. Like when I see that kind of shit happen, you don't see me around because I'm a disrespectful.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, over at Teapots, I'm glad he came through last night, and we talked in the chat, whatever, and it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a good platform. I know he's trying to be fair to others and bringing people in. Now, I learned about the audience, who they like to worship and they love, and I just shake my head. I'm like, oh my god, look at this shit.
Yeah.
Look at this shit. But I get what Cerulean was saying. I tried to tell Mike the reason they don't like Cerulean, he tells it like it is. Nobody likes Cerulean. Nobody likes DeAndre because they're not yes men. Just like they do with Jay Sean. It's the same thing. Me, I'm okay with that.
He's gonna push you. He's gonna push you to do something. Look, we can. Let me just say this about the women real quick. Sorry about it.
Go ahead.
Cats need to understand. And I've said this 100 times, and I'll say it one more time because I never said on your channel. So I was a blessing on your channel. I'll get it on the record. When it comes to sisters, right? You don't have to talk about them every day. It's only a matter of time for something go viral. They're gonna do some fuck shit. You know what I mean? This train is never late. All right. And you will have the opportunity to address that shit in the moment. All right. There's gonna be for the D challenge, something. You know, you're gonna twerk on the ambulance, there's gonna be something that happens that you can address. You don't have to even worry about it. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to, force it. It's going to a prize at some point. Okay. So you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stress yourself out while worrying about sisters, what they do, man. Some of these sisters are going to do some crazy shit, and it's going to give you the opportunity to address it, and then you move the fuck on. Now, I will say this new shit they going out here doing with killing black boys and all that is fucked up. But here's the thing: if you're going to let them on your panels, if you're going to let them rock in your chat rooms, these fucking divestment whores, then don't be mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do something about it. It's one thing to bring up an issue, but then you have to do something about it. Me, I'm going to do something about it. When I see them bitches around me, I'm going to cuss them out. You understand me? Or I'm going to check them. All right? I don't give a fuck. It's on site. Don't even say nothing to me. Don't say shit to Jay Sean. Go divest, whore. Don't say nothing to me. All right? That's my position on it. I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to sit here and just fucking keep complaining about the shit. Do something about it. Get them rid of them. Show some power. Show some self-respect. They don't have respect for you as a man. Why are you allowing them around you? You got to respect yourself first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let nobody chill in my space and they disrespected me or they got no respect for me. You know what I mean? So, and I think I said this before, I'm not going to harp on it again, but that's how we got to carry ourselves as men. You know what I'm saying? You got to maintain respect all the time. Motherfuckers out of pocket. This is when you get to punish somebody. Because that's how power works. Power is a reward and punishment mechanism. You can reward people and punish who you want. That's how power operates. So when somebody's out of pocket, you punish them. When they cool, you reward them. Shonda H come around, you reward that sister. She's beautiful. She's respectful. She's delightful to have around. She loves being around the brothers and she's respectful. Same thing with Toya. Same, you know what I mean? And some other sisters, we could talk about Charles Willie. Charles Willie is cool as shit.
She's cool. She's been around here a lot. Shonda this is her first time coming on my channel. I see her at Charles and Art of New Style a lot, and she always saluted me like more often. And she finally found my channel. So, you know, and I think Brother X, you know, Teapot, because I'll be sharing his stuff and I like some of his content. He talks about different things too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
It's
try
just
to be
like
fair.
It's just like Vonda H
Yeah,
and
Vonda H.
simply
Yeah, she came around.
and
Her
simply
classic Ruby. Yeah, and
and
Simply Me.
simply Neek. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
and Kylie
And Polly
Jane. And
Jane.
yeah,
Yeah, they be
y'all
around.
know. Yeah, y'all know the sisters that come through and they don't be on that bullshit. They
Yeah,
talk what they talk their shit and we give them the respect they deserve. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Because they're not on that
Topaz
bullshit.
came through
Yeah.
once, a few
Topaz is
times.
dope.
Yeah,
Topaz is not gonna
cool.
come in your chat room talking about, we should go get with like these sisters will go to a black man's channel and talk about getting with white men.
Yeah.
Who does that?
That's that little gang. That all started from Platinum. I know exactly who you're talking about. And I told
You're
Auntie,
saying who the fuck does that?
it all started at that child, that fucking child in Celeste, her weird looking self,
Oh
and
my god, man.
China White trying to say these are broke, but yeah, they are. They're
And but
miserable.
niggas were allowing it, Bio.
Yeah,
That's what
they love it,
I don't.
and they love that
I'm
shit.
I'm talking about the brothers were allowing that shit. Like
Yeah, that's true.
that's what I'm saying about with self-respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm running the stream, I don't
Mm-hmm.
care how cool I am with a chick, and she in the chat room talking about, ladies, this is why you should divest. In my chat room, stop the fucking show.
Yeah.
Bitch, you banned from my channel. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. You're gonna respect us at minimum, because the truth of the matter is they're not over at Mad Bus Drivers channel doing that. You see what I'm saying? They're doing it with brothers who actually get along and mingle with sisters.
Yeah.
So make it make sense. So you get them off your platform. That's how you deal with that. You know what I mean? You take action.
But you know, Auntie is so damn hard headed. I know Saruna said this, yeah, but that's Auntie. He's uncanny. And you know, I understand he came from the bombs little Viper thing, and she's got kicked out by the Viper pit. You know, they on some weird stuff. And I don't pay attention to them all often because I already know what's gonna happen to them coming up next month and all of them and whoever. And I said, Big J and Gino, like we gave you that information that DeAndre gave you. They clamping down on that bullshit y'all be doing. I'm out of it. And I tell them, I said, they gonna drop that hammer. They're gonna drop that hammer.
Facts, I'm just bigging up in the chat room.
Yeah. But he said that's why I have Shonda H and Toya in my documentaries, because of course. I mean, Toya's a regular over here. I mean, shout out to Toya, the ultimate tutorer herself. But you know what I'm saying? But she's always been supportive. When I talk about the Zodiac stuff, she be coming on the panels. I talk about different things, there you are. I try to be fair to everyone because I try to have a platform like this on live stream. So see, my pre-records, I'm strictly based on the stuff I'm interested in, but these are like the open discussions. We could talk about various different things. And then DeAndre likes the conversation like where it goes. Yeah, it's kind of like open talk. It's popular because if you have a subject open talk, it's a little different because I won't have to do this week with liberalism. I'll give my points out. I'll ask a question. What do you think about what works in it? And we got to be honest with it. And does it help? I want to ask some hard questions. Do you want to look at in society like that out of everybody else in the country? I might have to write some piece of paper and list which one has a liberal society. What's y'all's definition of it? And and I'll bring the philosophy part about it, and then I'm gonna write down what you really think of it. What I just said. Critique me a little bit. I want that critique. And that way we can have that discussion, make a series out of it. I want to make like a 2-part series out of it. Because that conservatism stream I did was pretty good. It brought people in. So I'm experimenting with these streams like that. See, these I can do all day. This is nothing. I'm like, we can talk about various shit all day long. Like your business, what you're doing in life. It's just like a checkup. And I'm glad Ronan said, he said streams like these kind of matter. It happened. It just happen. You just got to be more positive than the negative stuff. We're more than just niggas on the street. When that day is going to be over. We say that a lot in the Hebrew Israelite community. Like, when is being a nigga over? And a lot of people didn't want to answer that back then. They was like looking at them like crazy. Even back then, it's the same stuff y'all saying, and I get it. Now it's time to put it into practice. That's why DS won't be hounding on brothers like that. Look, you fuck it up. You so hard headed, And he's from Brooklyn too. Where you from, Jay Sean, man? Like he be going to heads too. So I already know.
Yeah, sheep stay sleek, man. He's from the hood.
Yeah.
You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Uh, but you know what though? Let me get the father duty this time. My
Okay.
daughter's been she's
All
been to
right.
my
Go ahead and
office.
drop down. But
She's
appreciate you
she
coming on, man. Yeah.
yeah she done popped in the office doorway a couple times, so she needs me to help with something.
All right.
Um, but good chopping up with you, Mr. Obayo, Sir Obayo.
Mm-hmm.
You be good. And I'll catch up with you on another time, man. I appreciate
All
what you're
right.
doing over here. Hey,
All
salute to
right.
Keep It Techie, man. I see, my brother in the chat
All
room,
right. Yeah.
KIT. Yeah, that's the homie.
Yeah. He's a good dude. For
Yeah.
certain because I don't know some history y'all speak on, so I listen. Yeah, that's cool. Keep it tech. I mean, you always welcome over here. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Yeah, because I might have to
Yeah.
shut this down. This is just a redo, because I might do a self live stream later. So appreciate you though.
All right, brother. Be good.
All right, peace. Yeah, that's it, y'all. This is like a redo from Sundays and things like that. So I'm pretty cool right now. I'm about to shut this down. Appreciate everybody come through. I just want to do this stream just to make up what we was talking about. And shout out to everybody. Chaos Rain, Mike V, Jay Shine on the panel, BMT, Era Black. Who else came through? I am listening, Tampa, Keep It Techie. Y'all subscribe to the brother. And who else? Basically that's it. Basically that's it. And with that, I want to say peace.